Alle Teilnehmer befinden sich im Zuhörermodus.
Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning to every single person on this webinar today. My name's Mihir Magudia, and I am absolutely delighted that you've chosen to share some time with us this afternoon. You are in for a treat like you would not imagine. We are going to hear from some incredible speakers today, because today is the first ever Super Saturday event. This is the first time ASCIRA has done this event. You are part of this legacy now. You are part of the first ever one of these. We have speakers from all around the world. We have some people who've achieved tremendous things in such a short period of time. If you are new to the business, if this is the first time you've ever heard a single word about ASCIRA, then welcome, welcome, welcome to the party. We are delighted to have you here. You'll have questions in your mind that you'll need answers. You'll have things that excite you, things that you want to talk about more. We can't wait to help you out. We can't wait to work with you. If you're a member of ASCIRA, well done for everything you've been doing for the last couple of months. It's been a fantastic pre-launch. The company has achieved so much. The members have achieved so much. We've all worked together in an incredible way. And this Super Saturday is almost a celebration of all of that. It's a great way to round off the ending few days of the pre-launch period, and then the starting of the next exciting period for the ASCIRA business, the company for the people. So what have we got coming up today on this amazing call? So first up, we're going to have a business presentation from a very dear friend of mine, a man called Andy Hansen. Hopefully some of you know him, have heard him speak before. He's an incredible presenter. After that, we're going to be joined by John Sachtouras, the founder of ASCIRA, who's going to talk to us about the secret edification, and we'll all get a chance to get an insight into him, and I'll talk a bit more about him later. We've got a stack of testimonials throughout the day, and I'll mention more of those when we get to them. Belynda Lee, the Chief Operating Officer herself, is joining us later on the call, and Hugh Paul Ward will be talking about the Getting Started Guide and how to get started right in this business. That's absolutely something that the new people on this call, the people who are encountering ASCIRA for the first time, should be very excited to hear about. So you won't hear much from me today. I'll be back and forth in between the various agenda items. But the first person I would love to introduce now is a man named Andrew Hansen. He is someone I've worked with for several years now. He's someone I've traveled the world with. He's an absolute superstar on stage. He can speak about anything. He can train about anything. He is an absolutely fantastic public speaker. He's got decades of experience in this industry. He knows what he's doing. He's worked with the ASCIRA business with me now for a few months now, like all of us have. And there's really no one else I'd rather be in business with. He's an absolute pleasure to work with. He is relentlessly positive. He is a force of nature. Once he gets going, nothing stops Andy from reaching his objective. But that's enough from me. I will hand straight into Andy, who's going to do a business presentation for all of us. He's going to introduce all of us again to the ASCIRA business. If this is your first time encountering the ASCIRA business, then absolutely pay very close attention. And if you remember, it always helps to hear the presentation from Andy. It always helps to hear the presentation again, because you learn new things, you hear about new angles, and you understand things about the business that you might never have understood before. So without further ado, Mr. Andrew Hansen.
Thank you very much, Mihir, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are in the world. I was quickly looking down the list there, and oh my goodness alive, we've got people from every continent, from all the time zones, and it's just such a pleasure to be spending a Saturday evening with each and every one of you. I hope you've got your pad and your pen ready so you can take down copious notes of everything that you're going to learn from all of the speakers today. And I think it's very important we start right at the beginning, and that is with our business presentation. If you're brand new to the call and you're thinking, what am I looking at? Well, you're going to find out in the next 20 minutes or so. And for those of you that have been around a while, then do take lots of notes and keep close attention to the screen, because there's always the temptation to shrink it down and go do something else online, because you will see there's been some changes, because obviously we're now migrating out of pre-launch into our soft launch. So I'd like to ask each and every one of you a question, ladies and gentlemen. Have you ever dreamt about the idea of working from the comfort of your own home, sharing more time with your loved ones, receiving the recognition you deserve, becoming financially secure? How about traveling the world? How about traveling the world for free? Well, if you've answered yes to some or all of those questions, then I believe you're definitely in the right place at the right time. And this is the right company, because we're living in very uncertain times right now. You know, with the coronavirus and all that stuff that's going on, there's many people around the world, and you may be included in this, that are sat at home wondering whether you're going to get a paycheck at the end of the month, whether you still have a job, and how you're going to pay the bills. And this is, you know, something that happens many times over the last few generations. But right now, as we're presenting ASCIRA to you, you're going to see that there's actually an answer to that. And we can help all of our friends, family, and loved ones to secure their financial future by working with ASCIRA, which is the first company of its type, I believe, that's ever been invented in the world by this wonderful gentleman, Mr. John Sachtouras, who I've had the pleasure of meeting twice. First time he flew into London, and he met with me and my business partners, and Hugh Paul was there as well, who you'll hear from later. And we spent a day together. It was meant to be a few hours, but it ended up being a day. And, you know, John's a very humble man considering what he's achieved. He was originally from Greece, and he emigrated to the USA 30 plus years ago with dreams as a young man of becoming an entrepreneur and a successful business person, and, you know, maybe even a millionaire. And we fast forward today, 33 years later, and he's a legend in business. He's someone that has recently appeared in the new movie Beyond the Secret. Hollywood would love to make a movie about his life and write a book about his story. And he has done exactly what we're all doing together as we work together as one community. He understands management principles, strategic planning, leadership skills. He's developed teams across the globe with over 1 million members in it. And he's generated more than $1 billion worth of sales in one project that he was working with. And even though he's had all of that success, he is so connected with the people. So ASCIRA's title, The Company for the People, is exactly right. And I know you'll get to meet John very, very soon, and you'll understand why so many entrepreneurs like you and I are excited about working with John. And what he's done, really, is create a solution to the #1 problem in the world today, and that's the need that people have to increase their income and live a better life. And he calls his vision Beyond a Billion. Now, imagine a community with 1 billion people in it who are connected, a social lifestyle community where people interact socially, they're interested in lifestyle, developing themselves personally, and they all work together in one community across the globe. This is what the world needs to see today, a business that works as a social community. And we're going to do this with digital, virtual, and physical products. So we're going to be attractive to all generations, all different mindsets, who are all going to come together in one community and work together to make the ASCIRA brand, I believe, #1 in the world. Now, what John has actually done is very, very clever. He's combined 5 of the most topical, relevant, and future-proof industries that exist in the world today into one platform called ASCIRA. We have the social media advertising business that's worth around $55 billion US. We have direct selling worth 190 billion. We have leadership training, so online education, that's worth 366 billion. We have tourism and travel that's worth 8.8 trillion. And we have e-commerce, which is worth in excess of 29 trillion. And in recent weeks, that has absolutely skyrocketed because so many people are now purchasing from home. So when you look at that as an entrepreneur, you look at that as someone who's looking to carve out a new future, you can see that this is an unparalleled opportunity. By bringing all of these 5 together into one brand, we have an opportunity that I don't believe anybody else in the world is able to offer right now. Now, as with any business, there's launch phases. And it doesn't matter whether you're opening a coffee shop in your local town or whether you're opening an international multilingual brand like ASCIRA, you must be focused on the right thing at the right time. So our first phase is development of our global marketing team. And that's what we're doing right now. We've been doing it for a couple of months. And that's why, if you're brand new, that's why you're on the call today, because the person that invited you on believes you have the enthusiasm, the experience, maybe even the expertise to help us to launch the ASCIRA brand locally, nationally, and even internationally around the globe. In phase 2, we will launch the ASCIRA social media platform, when all of our friends, family, and loved ones and colleagues can all connect together, much like they do on other social media that's out there. But they'll be doing it under the brand of a social lifestyle community, where we're all working together and we're driving forward together. And in phase 3, the company will launch its own 3D virtual shopping mall. And this is very, very exciting. This has never been done before. This is a world first. Imagine having the ability on your phone or your computer to push open those virtual doors into a virtual shopping mall and then walk around that mall and look at brands that you maybe already know and love and get introduced to new brands that you will, I bet, fall in love with as you move forward. There's already thousands of brands that are interested in this product, with over 500,000 products that would like to be included in this venture. So that's the end big game, but we must be focused on the right step at the right time. So now we're going to step back to phase 1, and that's our global marketing team development. Now we're going to do that by working together as a community and by using 2 core products that come from the ASCIRA brand. And the first one we're going to talk about is the ASCIRA Academy. Now, we call this knowledge with purpose. We want to help you to convert knowledge into profit. Now, this is an on-demand educational platform that's video-based, that's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, with content from the very, very best experts, influencers, authors, successful leaders, maybe even someone just like you. But we'll talk about that a little more later in the presentation. And ASCIRA Academy is destined to become the #1 platform in the world. And together, we can make that become a reality. Now, don't be mistaken. This isn't like a YouTube. You know, YouTube's there and it's got billions of videos on it, but we've got to be honest about it. The vast majority of stuff on YouTube is absolute rubbish, because you can sit at home with your iPhone and record yourself and post it on YouTube doesn't mean what you're saying has any relevance, if it's topical, if it's of high quality, is it going to impact anybody professionally or personally? This is a system that will enable anyone that wants to professionally or personally develop to do it in the highest possible quality of content. Leadership branding, personal development, health, wellness, beauty, fashion, travel, lifestyle, languages, smart money, and much, much more. That's just a short list to give you an idea of what's going to be there. And to ensure the quality, and to ensure that all our customers and members are seeing the very, very best from the best and recorded in the best way, John and the company have invested a tremendous multiple $million sum in designing and building their very own state-of-the-art recording studio in the heart of Dubai. Now, this studio, and I've been fortunate enough to stand in it, it was a building site when I was there, but I could see the vision of what it was going to look like. And John showed us pictures of what it was going to look like. And now we see today the pictures and the videos. It looks exactly the way that John showed us 3 months ago. The walls were lined with LED, filmed in 6K, production, editing, everything done under one roof. So we can put the world's best speakers, trainers, and influencers into the studio and film them to the highest possible quality and of content, so that when our customers and members see it, they're seeing something that's truly unique. And you become a successful leader within our community, then you could be in front of the camera too, sharing your story, your successes and your failures with the wider audience of ASCIRA across the globe. Our second product is the ASCIRA Smart Travel product. And when John was first explaining this, I've got to admit, I was a little skeptical, because there's so many websites out there today that claim that they offer the very, very best online deal. And so I actually asked John whether or not he would give me access to the platform, because we were in pre-launch. The platform's not public yet, but I wanted to go in and do some testing and do some looking around and see, you know, could we really be offering this sort of discount? Now, you might be thinking, well, tourism and travel right now is a bit irrelevant because nobody's going anywhere. But ladies and gentlemen, the virus, as bad as it is temporary. It will pass. We will come through it together, and as we work together and we stay strong together. And when we do, people are going to start traveling again, locally, nationally, and even internationally. But I think they're going to do it with a different mindset, because they're going to know that the tourism industry has suffered, and they're going to look for the best possible deals they can possibly find with the highest possible quality of service. And that's why at ASCIRA, you could save up to 70% on your professional and your personal travel needs. Plus, we have our own exclusive VIP concierge service, because we need to give top service when we're dealing with our customers and our members. And you can enjoy loyalty reward points, which means you could ultimately end up for traveling more or traveling for free. So I just want to share a couple of examples with you all. This is a Hilton hotel in Dallas, Texas. Now I've stayed there, so I know this hotel very, very well. And I checked all over the internet and I put in the dates, the 4th and the 9th through to the 11th and 9th. Husband and wife sharing a room, breakfast included. Best prices I could find online was Booking.com, $2,300. Expedia, $2,300, and Trivago was $2,325. Now, they all claim to give the best price, but we can see the price spread there is quite slim. I then put the same dates, everything exactly the same, even the room choice, into the ASCIRA platform, and it was $993, which is an enormous saving of 57%. Plus, if I'd have gone ahead and booked it, I'd have received 1,161 reward points. Let's look at another little example. La Palace in Casablanca, Morocco. Now, I've not stayed there. I'd like to. It's on my bucket list. The 4th and the 9th to the 11th and 9th, Booking.com, 1,080. Expedia, 1,080. Trivago, 1,125. Put in ASCIRA's platform, $572, ladies and gentlemen. Everything else is the same. Same hotel, same date, same room, breakfast included. A saving of 47%. Plus I would have received 1,033 reward points. And then our last one, Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas, great hotel. And we've done this hundreds of times. I'm just showing you a couple of examples. Same dates, Booking.com 1724, Expedia 1704, Trivago 1704, ASCIRA 1,093, a saving of 36%, plus we would have received 1,206 reward points. Now you can understand why my complete mindset to travel changed. Because if we just look at this as entrepreneurs, everybody we know, our friends, our families, our associates, our loved ones, why wouldn't they want to book their personal and business travel needs through the ASCIRA platform and make these sorts of savings? Of course they would, because they're going to get a great saving and they're going to be treated properly and get great customer service. So with our academy, where we can help people personally and professionally to develop with the very best content and exclusive content that's available in the world, and our travel platform, we have a dynamic system of product that is needed in the market today. There's a gap in the market. We fulfill the market with a great service at a great price. Our last product, which will only be in selected markets, and you'll need to speak to your mentor to find out whether your market will actually be included in this, is coffee. Now, I'd never considered coffee until I met John. I don't drink the stuff, but my family do. Everybody I know seems to drink coffee. And I did a bit of research and found out that coffee was the second most traded product in the world after oil. And that absolutely blew me away. And I was speaking to John, and John said to me, Andy, you need to look at it like an entrepreneur. Imagine a world where every time you drink a cup of coffee, or someone you know does, you get paid. So suddenly I'm very excited about coffee because John understands coffee. He's sold over $1 billion worth of coffee, and it's great. It helps burn fat, improve energy levels, essential nutrients, improves your physical performance, source of antioxidants, it boosts your metabolism. But look at it as an entrepreneur. We have an academy to help develop people. We have a travel platform to give them the best service at the best possible price. And in some markets, we will have the ASCIRA coffee product, which will enable them to get all of these benefits of a great product that's responsibly sourced at a great price. So as an entrepreneur, I'm sure you know, we look to do three things: find a gap in the market and fulfill it, supply the best products at the best price, and also be profitable so that everybody involved can actually make an income and a financial future out of it. So let's look at that part of it, the opportunity. What is the opportunity that ASCIRA offers you today? Well, it is really, truly unique because John and the company understand it's very important in this day and age, as in any age, for all of us to have multiple sources of income. It's very dangerous to have just one, because there's a lot of people, 3.5 million people in the UK have found out in the last 2 months. One household income is dangerous because if you lose it, you're in trouble. Here at ASCIRA, we have 9 ways that we can actually earn an income. And it's going to depend what your dreams, plans, and goals are, of which of these are going to be attractive. It could be all of them, it could be one of them. And what I'm going to do now is just take you through them all individually, very, very quickly, to give you a bird's eye view. If you're new on the call, then you will need to get back to the person that invited you on, and they will go in much greater detail with you on each of these. Now, the first one is what we call a personal retail bonus. Now, this represents 20%. You can earn the difference between the wholesale and the retail price, which is 20%, when you share the products, the opportunities, and success stories with your friends, family, loved ones, and associates. You can use the power of social media and videos and connect with people and follow up and help introduce them to our social lifestyle community. This is an essential part of the business because obviously a business needs products to be sold to generate revenue, which generates profits, etc., etc. And this could be enough for some people. They would just like to have a retail business with ASCIRA. The second income is what we call a personal wholesale bonus. And this is 15%. And this is paid to you as a bonus every time you personally enroll a new independent associate to our community. And they purchase one of our wholesale prepaid promotional packs. So you could introduce 3, you could introduce 300. Again, it's going to be down to what are you personally looking to achieve within our community. But there's no limits of how many people you can introduce to the community. Number 3 is our personal team bonus. Now, this actually represents a total of 35%, but that is spread out over 12 levels within the community. And the commission is generated from the purchase of any of our prepaid promotional packs that are available to members joining the community. Now, we actually, as a company, have what we call a 3x3 structure. So if you look at the lady on the right-hand side of the screen there, you'll see that there's 3 people connected directly to her. And then under each of those, there's 3. And then under each of those, there's B3, and et cetera, et cetera. So it goes 3, 9, 27, down a total of 12 levels, a total of 35% over those 12 levels. We then have income number 4, our placement volume bonus. This works in exactly the same way as number 3, but it's paid to you for independent associates that are actually placed into your community by your mentor and the rest of the team. Now, this is very, very important because this happens and it generates income. It's the same 35% over the same 12 levels, but you shouldn't expect it and you shouldn't rely on it because as we each individually build our communities, that's part of a larger community. So it can happen. It's 35% and it's over those same 12 levels. Income number 5 is our monthly subscription bonus. And now here's the first time you can experience the benefits of something that entrepreneurs call residual income. And residual income is a bit like you writing a book. The book gets put on the shelves and every time it's sold, you earn a small commission. It's exactly the same as that, but in this instance, you're not writing a book. Every month when one of the independent associates in your community are on a subscription, it could be for coffee, it could be for travel and tourism, it could be for the academy, then you will earn 35% over those same 12 levels. Income number 6, which is my personal favorite, is the matching bonus. Now here you can actually earn up to 50% in matching bonuses to a maximum of 3 generations deep from yourself. Now let me explain how this works. And we're going to look at the right-hand side of the actual chart you can see there where you can see 30, 10, and 10. I want to explain how it works and then I'll talk about that chart. So you introduced me to the ASCIRA community. And I start building my team and I start generating sales and all the other stuff that goes along with it. And I earn, let's say, $1,000 this week. Then you will receive 30%, which is $300. Now, that doesn't come from Andy. That comes from the company. This really is a training and a mentoring bonus because without your help, I could be successful, but I'm going to be more successful if you help and support me, mentor me, and encourage me and do all those things. Now, I go ahead and introduce, say, me here, my business partner, and me here starts building his community, sales start to get generated, consumers start coming in and buying products, and then what happens is he earns $1,000 in a week. Now, in that instance, I would earn 300 and you would earn 100 because he's on generation 2. And then me here introduces Hugh Paul. Hugh Paul goes out and he really goes away with the business very, very fast. He has, say, I don't know, 10,000 in a week. Then me here would earn 3,000, I would earn 1,000, and you would earn 1,000. So it's 3 generations deep, and it's on the income of the people in your community that you're working with and helping. Now, there is a qualification to this. So if we look at the chart now, what you'll see is that for a 10% matching bonus on generation 1, you would need to have 199 PV. If you want to be on the next column along, you need 499 PV or be qualified at the bronze level. And we'll look at that in a moment. But that would give you 20% on all your personally introduced independent associates and 10% on the people they introduce. We move along one more column, 1,199 PV or qualified as a silver associate. You now get 30% on generation 1, 10% on generation 2, and 5% on generation 3. And then ultimately, and the place that I'd encourage each and every one of you to be at, is in the last column on the right-hand side. 1,999 PV or qualified as a gold or above within our rank structure. You now get 30% on generation 1, 10% on generation 2, and 10% on generation 3. I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that this already is a significant part of all of the people that are already in the community and are building the community. This is a significant part of their daily income. So when you look at the compensation plan properly and you read through it all, don't skip number 6. Read it in detail and understand it. Now that leads us to income number 7, our rank advancement. Now, any professional company will have a clear structure or pathway to enable its employees and everybody associated with it, its independent associates, to be able to develop their career, develop their profession. And that's why John and the company has designed what you see on the screen here. And we actually have in total 15 steps, if you like, or 15 ranks that you can progress through. Now, we all start at exactly the same place as an independent associate when we join the community. Then we start to develop our community and we develop our customer base that generates sales, which generates revenue and points, and you'll start to move up through the ranks. First, you'll get to bronze, and at bronze, you'll receive a one-time bonus from the company of $250. And then you carry on developing, building, and helping people. You'll get to diamond, and then you would receive a $10,000 bonus. And ultimately, you go all the way to the top to Royal Ambassador. And you get to Royal Ambassador, you're going to get a $1 million bonus. Now, if you add all of these together, they actually come to $2 million plus a few more, okay? But I want you to look at it this way. See, not everybody that works in the ASCIRA community can actually do it full-time because they've got businesses and other professions and things like that to do. So let's say that you could only do this part-time, maybe, I don't know, an hour a day, 5 days a week. And let's say it took, what, 5 years to get to Royal Ambassador? If we took $2 million and we divided that over 5 years, and then we divide it by 12 months, your mean average monthly income just through the rank advancement bonus is more than the average person in the United Kingdom earns in a year, ladies and gentlemen. So this is on top of, and in addition to, the other 6 incomes that we just briefly looked at. This proves that ASCIRA really is the right business as a social lifestyle community for you to be able to help other people to get what they want, and then you will be rewarded. And that really is the philosophy that we look at. Income number 8 is a lifestyle bonus. Now, this means that let's say you go diamond, and the following month you go diamond, and the following month you stay at diamond, and you stay at diamond, and you just stay at diamond, and every month you requalify as a diamond. Well, you're obviously not going to get $10,000 every single month. It's a one-time bonus for when you've gone diamond and then qualified the following month. But what the company will do is give you a lifestyle bonus. Now, this is very, very exciting because this means that every month that you qualify at the rank of silver or above, you will receive a guaranteed payment of anything from $300 to $10,000 a month. This helps you to plan for purchasing new cars, dream holidays, maybe a house, going out buying more clothes, whatever it is that you want to do with it. But this is a very, very powerful payment. So it rewards you for solidifying and maintaining your rank status. And that's good because that creates an income to you and also a guaranteed income to the company. Lastly, we have our global diamond bonus pool, income number 9. This is 3%, but this is 3% of the worldwide social lifestyle community. So not just you and your community, the entire community. Now, let's just think about this. If John is right, and I know he's right, and we build this brand to 1 billion people, and they're all in that community, you have the potential to be in a pool where you're sharing 3% of the revenues of that 1 billion people in the community. It's almost impossible for us to work out the maths on that. All you need to do to be in the Diamond Global Bonus Pool is reach the rank of Diamond or above and maintain your rank. And then what the company does is take 3% of its worldwide sales, places it in a pool, divides it equally by each of the diamonds and above in the pool, and then it is paid out on a quarterly basis. This should be, for each and every one of us, one of our first business goals, to reach the rank of Diamond. And later today, you're going to hear from people who have actually done that and are now already in the world of being able to benefit from this amazing compensation plan. 9 ways to get paid, ladies and gentlemen. The company also recognized peak performance with regional leadership retreats, Diamond Summit retreats, and the President's $1 Million Club. Why pay to travel the world when you can travel the world for free? And even better than that, travel the world with like-minded, positive entrepreneurs from our own community, so that you can brainstorm, you can learn, you can have great fun hanging around with people who do exactly what you do each and every day. Now, during soft launch, because we're currently in pre-launch, and on Sunday at midnight, we go into our soft launch phase, we have 4 packs that are actually available to you. So for everybody who's online now, I can see a few are on triangles, guys. So whatever you're doing, look back at the screen, because you need to see this, because you need to understand where we go from Monday. We have an associate pack, a premium pack, and a superior pack. Now, these are prepaid promotional packs. What does that mean? Well, prepaid means you're prepaying for access to, in the associate case, 2 months ASCIRA Smart Travel Portal access and 2 months ASCIRA Academy access. That is $199. That will generate you 199 PV. The actual value of that pack, though, is $396. So you have an immediate saving when you purchase the associate pack. The premium pack in the middle is 4 months access to the Smart Travel Portal, 4 months access to the ASCIRA Academy. It's only $499. You will receive 499 PV, and the value of that pack is $792. And then lastly on this screen, we have the superior pack, which is 8 months access to Smart Travel, 8 months access to the ASCIRA Academy. It's only $1,199. You get 1,199 PV, and the value of that pack is $1,584. So we have a pack for every need, want, desire, and budget. What pack's going to be right for you, ladies and gentlemen? You're going to need to speak to your mentor, the person that invited you onto this webinar, and you'll be able to talk it through with them. During soft launch, we also have a very exclusive offering of a prepaid promotional pack for our Founders Club. Now, the Founders Club pack is something very, very unique. It's what I personally took, and many of the team have taken. And leaders all over the world that are building great communities have taken these packs. You get a Founders Club pin, so you'll be always known as a founder of the company. You'll be highlighted on the corporate Facebook page. You get a lifetime priority access to all company events as a VIP for free. You also get a guest pass for those events, so you can bring your spouse, your loved ones, or an up-and-coming leader or whatever with you. You get priority access to our customer service department. You have invitation to rank qualified training events. You get 18 months access to the ASCIRA Academy, 12 months access to the ASCIRA Smart Travel Portal, and you get 1 year of your virtual management system. All of that for only $4,999. And there's a lot of other benefits as well, but we don't have time today to go through all of those. You can get that information from the person that invited you onto the call. This generates you 4,999 PV. Now, I do have to give a warning, ladies and gentlemen, there's only 1,000 of these being created. When they're gone, they're gone. John has assured everybody in the community that he's not generating any more of these. It is 1,000. It is a one-time opportunity, and it gives you something truly unique as regards to your positioning in the community and helps you as you're developing that community. So let's quickly summarize with the facts. We have a world-class owner and visionary in John Sachtouras, a gentleman who doesn't just talk about success, he is a success, and he's run many successful business ventures over the years, and now he's turned his attention to creating the world's very first social lifestyle community. Millions invested in infrastructure before a single pre-launch package was sold. Company is actually registered in Singapore, We have state-of-the-art TV and film studio in the heart of Dubai. We have digital, virtual, and physical products, so we're attractive to all demographics. We have daily commission payouts once the 14 days cooling off period has elapsed. So again, a professional company will always give a customer the right to change their mind. So they buy something, 14 days later, you can then withdraw your commission. Dream vacation trips, and we're soft launching from the 1st of June to the 30th of September. This is a unique opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, and the timing is perfect. Please keep in mind what Warren Buffett said. The key to success is to recognize the right opportunity when it passes your way. I truly believe this is the right opportunity for each and every one of us. We need to see that, we need to seize it, and we need to work together to develop the community. So if you're brand new on the call, what you need to do when we're finished the webinar today, call the person who invited you on, tell them what you like the best about what you've just seen, and arrange a follow-up to get all your questions answered. Secure your position in the community today and follow our success system. Start building your own community as part of the wider ASCIRA community. And I look forward to meeting and working with you all real soon. And I look forward to seeing you all over the top. Back to me here.
Wow, Andy, thank you so much for that presentation. Thank you so much for presenting the ASCIRA business. And for the first time, the whole world has seen the new packs coming in just a couple of days with the advent of soft launch. I always love hearing Andy present the business. He gets it, he understands how it fits together, and he presents it in such a clear and simple way. It's step by step by step, and every single time it makes perfect sense. So thank you very much indeed, Andy, and we'll be hearing more from Andy later on in the webinar. The next speaker I'd like to introduce is very special indeed. It's John Sachtouras. He's the visionary behind ASCIRA. He's the founder of this business. This has been a business that's sort of been germinating and percolating and revolving in his mind for a couple of years now. And the fruition of that vision, the realization of that dream, is the business that we're also privileged, also delighted to be part of. John is one of those people who works and works and works and works. However hard I think I work, John will work 10%, 100%, 1,000% harder than me. He's up whenever you need him up. He's working whenever you need him working. He is committed to this business with a level of dedication and motivation that makes my head spin. It's an absolute privilege and pleasure to be part of John's business. And he's going to be talking to us now, and he's going to share some of his thoughts. He's going to talk about education. He's going to share some secrets with us. And it's an opportunity for all of us to really get a glimpse into the mind of the visionary behind this business. An opportunity for all of us to get a better sense of what ASCIRA is from the person who created it. And it really is a very great privilege for me to introduce now the one and the only Mr. John Sachtouras. So John, are you there?
Hello. Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly. Thank you very much, sir. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. What can I say? Andy, amazing presentation. I'm actually going to sign up myself again in the company. Seriously. You know, when I hear presentation like this, when you have a vision and comes out in such an amazing, magnificent way, where people can be excited, they can see the vision, they participate, and then their life changes. That's the most satisfaction point. Before I start, however, our presentation for today, I would really like to, first of all, thank God for this great and amazing opportunity that everyone together, we are alive, we are safe, we're healthy, and we're ready to truly become messengers of hope and inspiration to many people around the world. I also like to thank the entire corporate team of ASCIRA. They're working tirelessly every single day for the last several months to bring together a company in the marketplace that will be known as the social lifestyle community, that will bring beyond 1 billion people together to give them access to diversified knowledge that can help them improve their quality of life. Access to amazing discounts, savings, rebates, awards, premiums, and many other opportunities, including, for some people, how to generate a part-time or full-time income and become professionals in what we do. It's really amazing to see every single executive team member and every employee of the company, they're putting their heart out every single day to deliver the best of the best for everyone. I'd like to thank all the team members of ASCIRA, all the customers, all the team members, everywhere in the planet right now, because without them, we wouldn't have the success that we have today in less than almost 90, exactly 90 days. 90 days today, our very first Super Saturday virtual, and soon we're going to have live events as well. I'd like to thank every single team leader, every person who qualified from a bronze, silver, gold, platinum, double platinum, diamond, double diamond, and of course, Miss Natalie as a triple diamond. So congratulations to all of you for your vision, your commitment, and your dedication. And as we were planning this first Super Saturday, after 30 plus years in the networking industry, the industry of direct sales, different businesses around the world, with over plus million people that I've met, and so many topics of trainings that I participated myself and conducted myself. I was thinking, what topic can I share in this first Super Saturday of ASCIRA? What topic will be the most important? It took me several days about all these topics, and I'm going to share with you one very important topic. Is called the secret of edification. Ladies and gentlemen, once you understand that secret alone, your business will improve dramatically. Your relationship with other people will improve dramatically. And your self-satisfaction is going to be over to the roof. Why we call it the secret? Because many people confuse the word edification and for whom the edification is all about. So let's go to the next slide, because I want to talk about the importance. And before I explain why it is the most important pillar of all, I'm going to share with you a few words. The first word is called respect. When we respect each other, when we respect the opportunity, when we respect the customer, the client, the team member, the leader, the independent associate, every time we extend our respect to every single person, first of all, the relationship will improve dramatically, big time, especially in our industry, especially in this. We are building a lifestyle community of people. Once we start to respect each other, it's going to be the most dynamic, most positive community that will impact the world. The second word is admiration. When we sincerely admire someone for what they've accomplished, not only the success, but when they overcome obstacles, when they actually go beyond the extra mile, when they work hard, when they wake up early, they leave late, they're doing everything they can to give the best service possible to help everybody else. At the end of the day, we will never respect someone that we don't admire, and we will never admire someone that we don't respect. And in our business, building a community, it is our deepest emotion to express our gratitude for the other people. Once we have that, that's what we call the most important pillar. Because when we edify the upline, the leader, the mentor, the company, the system, the product, the content providers, every single person combined and together will make the very big difference. Now we're going to talk about the edification cycle. There is a cycle that goes around. Let's go to the next slide. The next slide is called the edification, where we, as a leader, we have a new prospect. You are someone that just joined ASCIRA, someone brand new. You don't have all the information. We've used this concept for so many decades. It can be a three-way phone call. It can be a live presentation. It can be one-on-one. It can be a small group of people. But the most important element of all, after respect and admiration, is trust. My dear friends, we can never, ever buy trust. There is not enough money to buy trust. Trust has been built day by day. Whatever we say we're going to do, let's go ahead and do it. Trust. Your word. As a matter of fact, in ASCIRA, we have three very important Greek words, Greek philosophy pillars. Ethos, which is character, integrity. Pathos, which is passion for whatever we do. And then logos, which is the way of conversation, of giving your word and keep your commitment. This is ASCIRA. So when we're building respect, admiration, and trust, when you have a new customer, a potential prospect, a new potential new associate, and you edify the leader in the company and the system, that will help the customer, the potential new person, to believe faster, easier, better, to respect, to trust. And that's how we're going to build a team, helping each other, edifying each other, support each other. And the key word is together. That's why we said there is a massive benefit in working as a team. And we're going to see that on the next slide. The next slide, when we talk about the benefits working in a team and the role of different participants, meaning, and actually I experienced that so many times. Somebody's doing a presentation. Then you have an audience, maybe 50 people or more. And some people will connect with someone who's not highly educated. Some other will connect with someone who's very humble, sincere, and simple. Some will connect with someone who's a little bit nervous when they're doing a presentation. Someone will connect with someone else who understands the pay plan better than somebody else. Andy is doing an amazing presentation. Clear, crystal clear. People will connect faster. But is it the presentation? Is it the way we talk? No. Every single person is unique. And every person will connect with someone else. So we cannot have, there is not one person alone that can have all the attributes for success. The team, every single person working together is going to make the biggest difference for everyone's success. That's why the fourth word is appreciation, gratitude. When we develop those four key words, respect, admiration, trust, appreciation, gratitude, within our leadership team, within the community, there is one more word that is going to come out of all this. It's called pure love. Not the word love of being in love, but the love of caring, of compassion, of sharing, of helping. And that is the one thing that I believe we together, we're going to build a culture within the ASCIRA community that let's take care of each other. Working as a team is so amazing. That's why the other component in the next slide is the communication. It's how we communicate. Is it words only? No. It's when you say thank you from your heart. When you say please, when you say can I help you? The communication within the team, how to do a presentation, how to help each other. And for your information, because we understand that we are going to a different phase, the whole planet has changed. And I know for a fact, it's not going to go back the old way. It's going to be completely different, more advanced, more online, even faster. So let's make sure that we have a clear path of communication with all of us. And ASCIRA is going to announce to you very soon, in the next few weeks, a series of videos on how to present, how to train, how to explain, how to educate 24/7. And then the team, like we're doing tonight, we're going to have webinars or Zoom calls. And once the studio in Dubai is completed, we hope in the next 2 to 3 weeks, it will be totally completed. That will be the biggest online, offline, the biggest platform that we can showcase, edify, recognize every single leader, author, public speaker, trainer, but most of all, success stories of many, many people, either physically in Dubai or online, because the most important of all is the be able to communicate. So we're going to talk a little bit more about the benefits of working as a team, which is amazing. Right now, in the last exactly 90 days, we have received dozens of individuals, associates who have qualified at the rank of bronze. Only $5,000 or 5,000 points to qualify. This is the first rank of leadership. Maybe the team is small, it doesn't really matter. I've learned many, many years ago that even you have a team of 2 people, just 2, now you are the leader of 2 people. And as a leader, we do also have a certain type of responsibility. Leadership is being developed by working again together. We have dozens of bronze, dozens of silver, several gold qualified that rank. We have platinums. We have double platinum. Every double platinum is 90,000 in volume. Ladies and gentlemen, leadership, as leaders are developed in the those 90 days, as we work together and we see the success of others, that is a way to motivate and to inspire others to do the same. We have several associates who qualify diamonds already. We have a lady called Natalie. She's in Germany. She has already qualified a triple diamond. My goodness, in the middle of global severe situation, there are people that have went out and truly inspired people that it is possible. As a matter of fact, we have a surprise for all of you today. We have a good friend of mine from Greece, which you're going to hear from him in the next few minutes, that he was, until now, he just qualified diamond a few days ago, and just got a notification now that he just qualified as a double diamond. In a country where, you know, in many countries they go through difficult, challenging moments. Leadership, however, is going to be the one thing that is going to separate ASCIRA from any other company. That's why on the next slide, we're talking about the one team. One team. The compensation, well, I skipped the slide, sorry. The compensation is not only about money. Is money important? Absolutely. But the compensation that people will receive beyond money, okay? The belief that it's possible to achieve great things, the satisfaction of helping other people, the self-worth as an individual, knowing that because of you, directly or indirectly, you have impacted other people to see that their dreams can be converted into reality. So compensation, when we work with team as one team, is priceless. You cannot put a price tag on it. So I like to enforce, to encourage, to invite everyone, let's work together. That's what the next slide, it says, you know, one team with one vision. One vision. They say the team works, make the dream work. One team and one vision to go beyond $1 billion. And tonight in our presentation, I'm going to show you something on the video. I don't know if you can see me. There you go. First of all, good evening, good morning, good afternoon to everyone. I have a surprise here for you. We have an amazing pin for every single founder member. Wow. On your lapel. Arrived. We have a pin for bronze. We have other pins. We even have the diamond pin. And we have the ambassador's pin. I just wanted to show you this as an example. As an example, like ASCIRA is a company that delivers. And the first 90 days, tomorrow is the last day of the pre-launch. June 1st will be the soft opening. And between the soft opening of June 1st to the end of September, in the next following months, you will see some amazing releases, improvements, great surprises, and together as one team, we will impact the world. We will bring together into our social lifestyle community way beyond 1 billion people who are looking for someone, or a company, a team, and a family to give them the solutions and how to improve their life, their future, and protect their families. Thank you so much. God bless you. And back to you.
Thank you so much, John. And thank you so much for that wonderful presentation. I certainly learned a lot. I'm sure everyone else on the call did as well. And very, very exciting to see those diamond bronze pins, the founder pins, and the ambassador pin. Never seen that before, and absolutely delighted to get a sneak preview of that. Now, as John just said, Dimitrios Gakis, who is the next person who's going to give a testimonial to all of us on this call, has just gone double diamond. And so, Dimitrios, many congratulations. I think we can just see you coming through there now, Dimitrios, but many congratulations on your new rank. We'd love to hear more about you. We'd love to hear your story, how from the beautiful land of Greece, you've built such an amazing business in such a short space of time. So I won't talk about you, Dimitrios. I'll let you talk about yourself and share your story with us all. So I can't wait to hear it, Dimitrios. Thank you very much. And can you hear me?
Yes, yes. Thank you, Andy. Thank you for everything. I speak to Greek, and my friend Nikos is helping from translation. Okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Good. Καλησπέρα σε όλους, σε όλο τον κόσμο από ό,τι μας ακούτε.
Good evening to everyone all over the world.
Ευχαριστώ τον κύριο Σακτούρα για την μοναδική μας αυτή ευκαιρία που μας έχει δώσει σε όλους τους ανθρώπους, σε όλο τον κόσμο.
I thank Mr. Sachtouras for the opportunity that he gave to each one in every part of the world.
Γιατί πραγματικά αυτό που συμβαίνει σήμερα με την ASCIRA ή το φαινόμενο ASCIRA είναι μοναδικό.
Because what is taking place with ASCIRA right now is something unique, a unique phenomenon.
Εκείνο που πρέπει πάρα πολύ απλά να πούμε με απλά λόγια στον κόσμο ότι είναι μια πάρα πολύ απλή ιδέα.
What we should stress out to each and everyone that hears us is that ASCIRA brings out a simple idea.
Όταν ξεκίνησα να παρουσιάζω την ιδέα της ASCIRA, έλεγα τα πάντα, εξηγούσα τα πάντα.
When I started to present the idea of ASCIRA, I wanted to explain everything, every detail.
Αλλά όσο περισσότερο μιλούσα για την ASCIRA και όλα αυτά που θα έχει η ASCIRA, μπέρδευα περισσότερο τον κόσμο.
But the more I spoke about the details of ASCIRA and the more things that I explained, people were more baffled, actually.
Σε αυτή την περίπτωση, αυτό που συνιστώ σε όλους σας, με πολύ απλά λόγια, μοιραστείτε την ιδέα, γιατί αυτό που έρχεται είναι σίγουρα πάρα πολύ μεγάλο.
So I encourage everyone to share the idea in simple words, because what is happening is phenomenal, is something huge.
Έχω εμπειρία στο δικτυακό marketing πάνω από 25 έτη.
I've got an experience of 25 years in network marketing.
Πρώτη φορά συναντώ μια τέτοια εταιρεία στην αρχή.
And it's the first time that I come across at the pre-launch stage and a particular company like this.
Είναι η πρώτη φορά που συναντάω εταιρεία που μέσα σε 90 μέρες να έχει καταφέρει ό,τι έχει καταφέρει η ASCIRA.
And this is the first time in my life that I come across a company that in 90 days has achieved the results that ASCIRA has achieved.
Σίγουρα αυτό που πρέπει να κάνουμε όλοι μας είναι να μοιράσουμε την ιδέα, αλλά όσο πιο απλά γίνεται, γιατί ο κόσμος θέλει και έχει ανάγκη εμάς.
So the fact is that we are called to share the idea as simple as possible, because people need it. People need us.
Είμαι σίγουρος ότι εκεί έξω μας περιμένουν διαμάντια, μας περιμένουν άνθρωποι που θέλουν και διψούν για επιτυχία,
I'm sure that out there are people that are waiting for us, diamonds, people that they are hungry and thirsty for success.
Σίγουρα το φαινόμενο ASCIRA αυτή τη στιγμή είναι κάτι μοναδικό. Αλλά σίγουρα ό,τι εμπειρία και να έχει, αυτό που το σημαντικότερο απ' όλα είναι ότι η ASCIRA είναι για αυτούς που έχουν εμπειρία και για ανθρώπους που δεν έχουν εμπειρία.
The ASCIRA phenomenon is indeed unique in the world, but it is for both people that have experience in network marketing and people that have no experience as well.
Σήμερα υπάρχουν άνθρωποι στην Ελλάδα και σε όλο τον κόσμο που κερδίζουν χρήματα χωρίς να για πρώτη φορά έχουν συναντήσει το network marketing.
Today there are people also in Greece that are earning money through ASCIRA, people that never had any experience in network marketing.
Μεταφέροντας μόνο το όραμα της ASCIRA και του κύριου Σαχτούρα.
Simply by sharing the vision of ASCIRA and Mr. John Sachtouras.
Αυτή τη στιγμή αυτό που συμβαίνει πρέπει να έχουμε υποχρέωση να μεταφέρουμε αυτή την υπέροχη ιδέα σε όλο τον πλανήτη.
I believe we have an obligation to share this idea, this wonderful idea, throughout the whole planet.
Είμαι σίγουρος ότι αυτό το αποτελέσματα της κυρία Νάταλη που τριπλό διαμάντι, wow, μέσα σε λιγότερο από 90 μέρες.
I'm sure that the results of especially Mrs. Natalie triple diamond in less than 90 days is amazing.
Είναι κάτι που σίγουρα γράφουμε ιστορία. Και πάρα πολλά άλλα διαμάντια που ακολουθούν από πίσω, είμαι σίγουρος ότι η ASCIRA θα γράψει ιστορία.
We are indeed making history, and so many other diamonds that are coming. We are writing history throughout the whole world.
Αυτό που έχω να μοιραστώ μαζί σας είναι ότι είναι πάρα πολύ απλό να μοιραστούμε την ιδέα της ASCIRA με τον κόσμο.
What I would like to share and stress out is that it's very simple to share the idea of ASCIRA to everyone.
Ειδικά μετά από όλο αυτό που πέρασε όλος ο κόσμος με την πανδημία.
Especially after this pandemic that the whole world has gone through.
Η επόμενη μέρα δεν ήταν ίδια.
The next day is definitely different.
Αλλά για κάποιους που είχαν μια επιχειρηματική ιδέα όπως η ASCIRA,
but for whoever had this opportunity in their lives, the opportunity of ASCIRA,
είχαν μια πραγματική ευκαιρία.
They came across a great opportunity.
Αν αναρωτήσετε τους ανθρώπους σας, αν η επόμενη μέρα τους βρήκε ακριβώς όπως ήταν η τελευταία πριν από την πανδημία,
so if you're going to ask you people, if the next day after the pandemic found their lives the same as it was before,
είμαι σίγουρος ότι θα σας πούνε οι περισσότεροι ότι είναι τελείως διαφορετικοί.
I'm sure that most of the people are going to say that their lives are totally different.
Ρωτήστε τους.
Ask them.
Είμαι σίγουρος ότι πάρα πολλοί δυστυχώς σήμερα χάσαν τις δουλειές τους.
I am sure, sadly, that a lot of people have lost their jobs.
Είμαι σίγουρος ότι πάρα πολλές εταιρείες που κλείσανε δεν θα ξανανοίξουν.
I'm sure that lots of companies that shut down are not going to reopen.
Έχουμε την μοναδική ευκαιρία αυτή τη στιγμή να είμαστε στο σπίτι μας, να είμαστε στην πόλη μας.
We have this unique opportunity to be at our home, at our cities.
Και να μιλάμε και να δικτυωνόμαστε ταυτόχρονα σε όλο τον κόσμο.
And at the same time, apply networking throughout the whole world, with the whole world.
Θέλω λίγο να γίνετε οραματιστές και να σκεφτείτε λίγο το πού μπορεί να φτάσει αυτή η ιδέα.
I would like us all to be visionaries and just try and imagine where could this idea take us.
Με ένα social media, με ένα προϊόν σαν τα social media που θα μας πληρώνει.
With an amazing service, a social media community that actually pays its users.
Με έξυπνες αγορές από το διαδίκτυο.
With smart buying, smart purchases from the internet.
Έξυπνες διακοπές με χαμηλότερο κόστος.
Smart traveling with lesser cost.
Και το σημαντικότερο να έχουμε την εκπαίδευση από τους καλύτερους στο είδος τους.
And most importantly, having education from the best of the best in their kind, in their fields.
Και κάτι πάρα πολύ σημαντικό, με το πλάνο αμοιβών της ASCIRA και το marketing plan της ASCIRA.
And something really important, through the compensation plan of ASCIRA.
Ένα πλάνο που επιστρέφει έως και 80%.
A compensation plan that pays back up to 80%.
Δεν θα μείνει κανένας άνθρωπος που δεν θα τον αγγίξει η ιδέα της ASCIRA.
There won't be a single person on planet Earth that will not be touched by ASCIRA.
Αλλά σίγουρα αυτό που πρέπει να κάνουμε εμείς να μοιραστούμε όλη αυτή την ιδέα με όλους αυτούς.
But what we are definitely all called to do is share the idea with each and every one.
Με πολύ απλά λόγια, χωρίς πολλές φανφάρες, χωρίς πολλά λόγια,
In simple words and just, putting it bluntly,
μπορούμε να μεταφέρουμε αυτή την ιδέα.
we can communicate this idea.
Σίγουρα η μοναδική αυτή μας ευκαιρία που μας δόθηκε σήμερα που είμαστε στο pre-launch και περνάμε μεθαύριο στο soft launch,
Definitely, the opportunity to stand at the pre-launch phase and now at the soft launch phase.
Σε πολύ λίγο διάστημα, το λιγότερο από χρόνο, θα συναντάτε ανθρώπους και θα σας λένε γιατί δεν με φώναξες όταν ήσασταν στην αρχή.
I am sure that in less than a year, people are going to come to you and ask you, why did you not tell me before? Why did you not inform me?
Είμαι σίγουρος ότι τέλη της χρονιάς η ASCIRA θα έχει πάνω από 100 διαμάντια.
I am sure that by the end of the year, ASCIRA is going to have more than 100 diamonds.
Εμένα είναι ο προσωπικός μου στόχος το project 100 διαμάντια.
It is my personal goal, project 100 diamonds.
Και είναι πάρα πολύ εύκολο, είναι πάρα πολύ απλό.
And it is relatively simple. It's quite easy, actually.
Ακούστε τις οδηγίες από τους ανθρώπους σας, από τους ανάδοχους σας.
Listen to all the instructions, listen to the system,
Ακούστε ανθρώπους που έχουν πετύχει πράγματα
listen to the people who have achieved things,
και είμαι σίγουρος ότι η επιτυχία είναι σίγουρη, είναι δεδομένη.
and I am sure that success is just a matter of time.
Θα ήθελα να ευχαριστήσω όλους τους διοργανωτές της σημερινής εκδήλωσης.
I would like to thank all the hosts of tonight's event.
Θα ήθελα να πω ένα ευχαριστώ για τον άνθρωπο που είχε το όραμα και την ιδέα και την υλοποίηση του, τον Γιάννη Σαχτούρα.
I would like to thank especially the man who had the vision, the idea, and the man that is implementing the idea of ASCIRA, Mr. John Sachtouras.
Και είμαι σίγουρος ότι όλοι από εσάς που είστε σήμερα εδώ έχουμε την ίδια ευκαιρία να φτάσουμε όχι μόνο το διαμάντι, όχι μόνο το μαύρο διαμάντι, να το φτάσουμε στην κορυφή.
And I am sure that each and everyone that is attending this call today has the opportunity not just to become a diamond or a black diamond, but to reach the top.
Και σας εύχομαι να συναντηθούμε όλοι μαζί στο Diamond Club.
And I wish that we all get to meet soon in Diamond Club.
Σας ευχαριστώ πολύ. Καλή συνέχεια.
Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the event.
Thank you so much, Demetrios, for your insights there. Thank you so much for the advice. And again, many, many congratulations on your new rank. An absolutely stellar achievement in such a short period of time. Now, swiftly on to our next speaker. This is someone who I probably bother too much on WhatsApp. She's the person who I go to every single time there's a challenge that I need to overcome, every time I've got an idea that we need to discuss, every time I ever think of anything to do with ASCIRA that the company needs to know, I go straight to Belynda. And I'm sure that many, many, many people do exactly the same thing. And she is always, always unfailingly helpful. She responds at all hours of the night. I don't know when she gets some sleep. She puts in solutions. She's very, very motivated to solve any issues we face. She understands what it's like for those of us working in the field. And she is a fantastic COO to have of this business. She gets the industry, she gets the company, she gets the field. And that those are the three things that well, make a stellar COO. And they are all attributes that Belynda has in abundance. So Belynda is going to be talking to us next. She's always full of wisdom, always full of fantastic advice, and always with a fantastic insight on an issue, a fantastic view on a challenge. And so I can't wait to hear Belynda's presentation, but I'll stop there, Belynda. And without further ado, over to you.
Thank you so much, Mihir. Thank you so much. It's a privilege to be on this call and be sharing my thoughts and my so-called quotation wisdom with everyone. Well, most importantly is I've been just so amazed with this industry. I came into this industry by fluke 15 years ago, coming from the traditional side of the industry and sales and marketing. And when I first got into this particular industry in direct sales and network marketing, I wasn't sure what I was getting into. It was a myth of what other people say about this industry. I was not sure and very skeptical, and as a woman, very skeptical, and I've done my research. But I thought to myself, if you haven't done something, do it, because how would you know what it's like until you try it out? And without even being long enough, I've discovered that this industry is not only amazing, it has helped so many people around the world. And I have personally witnessed some of the stories, the people that has turned around from having not an income to be abundantly financially capable. And those are the stories that I love to see and hear. Now, my perspective of a woman, because when Andy messaged me last week and says, would you please share your insight of the woman perspective of direct sales? Being a woman and working in a male-dominant industry, you kind of wonder, especially on the corporate side, it's kind of hard to talk to the woman when you have all the men in your head. But here, there is some of the facts why women are very interested in direct sales and why they're looking into our industry as their entrepreneurial dreams. See, the new generation of our industry, right, is working hard to make direct sales into something to help women, family, and ultimately communities. We are a social lifestyle community. So we are actually building that particular community for ourselves. When you think about direct sales and network marketing companies, I bet you don't think about these three words: female empowerment, family values, and most importantly, community outreach. If you don't, I think it's time for you to start thinking about them. Even though when our industry has some rap in the past decades, the core philosophy that drives our direct sales company is not only practical for many women, but it's like both structure and freedom in their work lives. It is very, very progressive. Some of the companies have such a positive effect on people and communities they work with. You need to look at this industry, you need to look at our company, what we are here, and how we're building our platform to support all the women. Now, our industry have always empowered women to meet their individual goals. As you know, I feel that with us women, we are so resilient. We have the tenacity, and we're relentless, and we don't give up. And, you know, we make things work. And it's just one of those things that just, you know, is very commendable. Now, one of my favorite stories in the industry, and I'll tell you what it is the Mary Kay story that was founded in 1963. And she recruited, or founded by a woman, and recruited other women to be a Mary Kay rep. Another story, which is fantastic, is 31 Gifts, founded by a woman again, specifically help other women become independent business owners. And now they have over 70 female consultants in their company. And these are the companies are just a few that are helping other women creating an income while still taking care of the family. Now, here in ASCIRA, we will also be creating our own ASCIRA Women's Platform, where we're going to have the privilege to honor women around the world. The ASCIRA women who are independent associates will have the opportunity to be true entrepreneurs. Why do I say that? Because this opportunity has the flexibility for us women, especially for moms who don't want to live their children at home, right, or daycare, but who want to have an opportunity to run their own business. What's perhaps most important is that even the opportunity to become an entrepreneur is the level of sisterhood, the support we get. See, the women built this business very, very differently from the men. When the women come into this industry, we dive into the industry when we see it. We dive into this opportunity when we see it, because we like to communicate. We love to communicate with other women, but we also like to be in a community, in a room, to share, to gather. It's a party for us. But when the man comes into the picture, it's totally different thing. They take it off to the next level. We are having fun while they're actually working the business like a real profession. Now, women per se, we focus on helping also other associates grow their network, which is even more amazing because we emphasize the idea in order to lift ourselves, not only ourselves, but we must also lift others in order for our business to grow. So when I speak to audience, especially with women, they frequently share with me the challenge of wanting to start a business, but then not knowing how to do it. But you know that with our industry, that we have abundance of training material. If you heard what John said, John says we're going to have videos available, we're going to have marketing materials available that is ready for you to build your business. Now, if you have a traditional business, you would have to do that yourself. You have to either stay up wee nights and creating those materials, or you would have to hire a team to create those videos and materials. But then in our industry, especially in ASCIRA, you don't have to do that. It's done for you. All you have to do is press the button and send it. So how wonderful is that? Now, this training materials like how-to videos, promotional content, like flyers and graphics are just solutions that helps the challenge and simplify the process of becoming your own boss. It is actually tremendous. Now, if women in the past wanted a chance to have a career, this often meant that they would have to leave home to work, yes? Now, as we all know, for mothers, sometimes it's very, very difficult. And we want to stay home with our children. We don't want to give up staying home with our children, but at the same time, we want to have a career as well to make some income. I used to be a single mom many years ago, and come to think of it, if someone had shown me network marketing and direct sales, I would be like, wow, I would have come further along, much further. But the thing is that no one showed me that route. So I had to put myself through school. I have to climb the corporate ladder. And I can tell you some of this income in network marketing earns more than a corporate wage. It is that amazing. I mean, if you want to stay home, if you want to build your own business, which is really easy, ladies, this is something you need to look at. Absolutely. So some of the things too as well is that not only do we get all this support from the company to help our network grow, they also benefit from the other leaders in the industry because we get to learn from other people who are very, very successful. That is why personal development, personal growth is so abundant in our industry. When we come into this industry, I can tell you, you personally will grow a ton. Why would I say that? Because you're watching other people grow. You're watching other success stories around, and you're learning, and you become a better communicator. You become a better presenter. You become better people. You become a better person. And that's what's amazing about our industry. Now, some of you may not know the facts, and I just wanted to share this with you, is direct selling can be actually an outsized impact on the community we work with. Now, why do I say that? Because a lot of our companies right now are actually contributing to being a philanthropy countries and really contributing to some of the needy countries out there, building schools, helping the women, and renovating orphanage. And so we're contributing quite a lot. So for those of you, especially ladies, who's got a big heart, who wants to be part of a company who would contribute to the world, need to think about our industry again. Now, in USA, if those of you who don't know, in USA, okay, 20 million people are involved with direct sales. 20 million. In Canada, we have 33 million people. That is like 80% of the Canadian population. So 20 million people is involved in direct sales. Now, what is the gender ratio between women and men? The woman is 75% and the men is 25%. I'm telling you, the woman just dive right into the opportunity and says, yes, we'll do it. And when the men sees the checks coming in, they goes, oh, how come you're sitting on the phone collecting a check while We're out there working. I want part of it. I want to be part of it. And when they came in, they just take it off to the next level, because these guys are machines and they just work the business like a career. Now that 75-25 ratio is only in USA. I'm not talking about the world. The global direct sales stats are much, much higher, because we're looking at some of the Asian countries like China and India. Like, that percentage of women participating in our industry far exceeds over 80%, 82% easy, because they love what we do. On the corporate side, more and more women are joining this industry as well. And these women live and work all parts of the country. John's in Dubai, I'm in Canada, we fly all over, and we make this business work because we have an online business that is so feasible and you can work anywhere in the world. And some of these women that join this industry are introverted. Some of them are extroverted. You know, I used to be very introverted. Now I become extroverted, because you're being with people who loves to share and talk, and you automatically, you know, you grow into being an extroverted human being or a woman. A few of these women that join our industry has come from very impressive careers and well-known international brands, like, for example, Coca-Cola, or even the executive of McDonald's, some of the billion-dollar company. And a number of them has become founders and also in high executive level, to create this relenting passion so that it stands out and it builds a platform for all the women around the world. Now, we at ASCIRA is very special. We are working very hard to change the face of direct sales into something that's helping women, helping families, and ultimately helping communities. And we will be the community that will attract like-minded women around the world that has both profoundly comforting and inspiring stories. And with this support, you know, we will be the community that makes a difference between just talking the talk, but truly walking the walk. And between paying lip service, which I don't care for, to a woman's right and providing the scaffolding to help them blaze their own trails. So ladies who are listening to this podcast or this webinar, this Super Saturday, it's very important that if you don't know what you don't know, you need to get started to know what the information is out there and start to share. Because these are the facts and these are the stories that we need to share with as many women as possible. We dominate this industry with over 80% of us starting the business, working the business. If you haven't heard enough, Natalie has reached a leadership rank of triple diamond in the company. The first woman in the company that reached triple diamond. Now, have I not said enough in terms of women take overing this industry? So thank you so much for listening to me, and back over to you, Mihir.
Thanks so much, Belynda, for that wonderful presentation and that wonderful insight. Next up, we have Steve Martin. Now, my journey with Steve, he's kind of one of the first faces of ASCIRA, of the company that I saw. Now, he's a member just like me and all of you, but he was on good. Steve was on Facebook. Sorry, Steve, I think. Yeah, was on Facebook promoting the business, talking about his excitement. He was one of the first faces of people that I saw visiting Dubai. And Steve has kind of been there from the very beginning. That's the business. He's ASCIRA through and through, and he's fantastic to work with. He's incredibly supportive. He's always got the right messages. He's always got the right words on the calls that we have together, and he's always got the best interest of the company and the long-term mission of the company for every single one of us at the center of his mind. Steve found quite recently, and I'll now allow Steve to speak, and he can tell us about himself, about how about his journey in this business, and give us some insights from his perspective. So, Steve, I think you're certainly there. Over to you, my friend.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much, Miher, and congratulations for all of the leaders that we have on the call here today. Special congratulations and true admiration to yourself, to Andy, and of course, Shupal, who had the insight to put this together with our corporate team and actually put together the very first worldwide Super Saturday. There can only be one first, and you have been the people that have put this together, and I can feel the impact already, even though it's just, you know, maybe halfway through the presentation and through the information. And it's truly a great honor to be part of this community. As been mentioned many times, we are truly a social lifestyle community, and I'm so happy and so privileged and really grateful to be an independent associate and being recognized as a Diamond Associate. Please understand, ladies and gentlemen, that that is just a momentary pause in what it is that we're all going to do together, because ASCIRA truly is the company built by the people, because it's a company for the people. And I wanna first congratulate and recognize and really show my appreciation and edify the great examples of success that we have inside of our business. Of course, our CEO, our founder, Mr. John Sachtouras, my friend, my mentor, my coach, Miss Belynda Lee, who you just heard of, powerful, you know, COO, my friend, known her for many years, and an amazing example of a human being who really understands how to connect more people to their dreams and their goals and actually put a plan together to make that happen. So thank you so much, Belynda, for everything that you do, the rest of the corporate staff as well. I want to give a special shout out to, of course, our very first diamond. Again, amazing example, Miss Natalie, who not only went diamond within the first 18 days, but now has reached the level of triple diamond, and her business is continuing to grow and to prosper all around the world. Again, amazing example, as Belynda spoke about, of the power of women in our industry. It's so amazing. Mr. Demetrius, my friend, that I've known for many years, worked with in other companies. Congratulations on not only crushing the diamond level, but the double diamond as well. And I know where you're going, Demetrius, is going to be somewhere where I can definitely follow, and the rest of the world can use as an example for their success. Mr. Happy and Gertie, who you will hear from later, again, diamonds, friends of mine, Dr. Obam, diamond in the business out of the United States, and of course Stefan and Mario, who again have been recognized as diamonds from Europe, and many, many more coming, ladies and gentlemen. This is what the company is all about. You know, my background is as a entrepreneur or even a solopreneur, and my focus is as a network marketing professional. I love the fact that I get to work with people every day from all around the world to help them to achieve whatever it is that they believe they can. And I get to go along that journey with them. And that's where my gratitude is so strong, is being able to work with people who are growth minded. And that's so important that you understand inside of the ASCIRA social lifestyle community. That is what we're building. You know, we have an opportunity. We have an opportunity to share information with people that we know, like, and trust. And the reason we share that information is because we believe in it and where it is going. You know, my career has always brought me to a place where I needed to identify, number one, the partnerships. I needed to understand and develop the leadership. And I needed to understand and believe in the plan going forward. And all of these boxes have been ticked. You know, in ASCIRA, we have a system, we have a vision, we have a mission. And as Mr. Andy Hansen often says, we are truly a future-proof business. I like to refer to it as an evergreen business. The evergreen tree never grows any other color than green, and that's our business. We will always be growing inside of ASCIRA. Our business model is secure, it's solid, and it's going to continuously be relevant and evolving as we continue on. And you can't say that about many businesses, ladies and gentlemen, is that a lot of times in business, you get to a certain level or a point, and then you need to do a major shift, or the business dies. It becomes stagnant. In ASCIRA, we will never be finished. This is one of the things that makes me smile the most every day, is that in ASCIRA, we will never be finished building the business because we're always going to be working with people. And, you know, when I look at my experiences in life, originally from Vancouver, Canada, spent most of my life, of course, in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, where I met my wife, my business partner, and together we have created a family. 2 young men who are my business partners, and truly the 3 of them are my greatest support structure. Without my family, I would not have the energy or the power to do what it is that I wish to do. And their support and allowing me to do what I wish to do all around the world, working with people, truly impacting people. And when you receive, you know, a hug from the person who walks across that stage and they look at you, even sometimes without words, and you know that you've had a little bit of impact on their lives, that's enough for me. And I truly encourage you to get to that level of leadership. And that's what we're going to be building through the examples of success. That's how we will create this. You know, Andy said it best when, you know, true companies, they understand challenges, they provide solutions, and they create profits, they create results, and they create proof. Because evidence, ladies and gentlemen, in my opinion, is the cure of all doubt. If we can show people what it is that is possible, over the last 90 days today, we have actually created world-class results in companies that have never had this type of success. Most powerful companies in the world lose money. They fail forward for at least 5 years before they even remotely start to make profitability. We're already showing in a short 90-day period. This is evidence, ladies and gentlemen, that what we're doing absolutely has a positive effect in the world. And I love to talk about, you know, Belynda's message. And she said that, you know, it's the women in this world that are so important to what it is that we do. And I don't know about you, but I was given life by a woman. I believe we all were. And in fact, my journey in the network marketing industry started from a woman. My initial first sponsor was a lady. And then it was actually my wife, Rhonda, who said yes to the opportunity, because I was one of those people who said, I don't believe in that business model because I've heard the stories. But really what I was doing is I had no idea the power of what it is that we have with working with people, because it's people who have the true power. And if we can harness that and we can direct that power and we can celebrate all of their successes, we can go through all of those challenges, we will succeed. And we will, in ASCIRA, ladies and gentlemen, we will become the global example of how people should live in a social lifestyle community. We will attract all of the winners around the world, and it will happen because people are always looking for solutions. And if we're willing to show them the way, not asking them for anything, just simply to come and see, touch and feel, and let us know what you feel and what you're willing to do. And if there's anything that we can do with you, let's go ahead and do that. And I love the fact that we have focused, you know, the power of our business with the right people from around the world. You know, John talked about the power of edification. And in our industry, ladies and gentlemen, in our business, in ASCIRA, we will always edify first. Edify from the top down, because people always want to be recognized for the things that they do, whether they've reached their ultimate goals or not, or that they've literally just had an amazing day. They've had some success just today. These are the keys to your success. You know, and I love the fact that in ASCIRA, they give everybody an opportunity to shine like a diamond. And we have a few examples of that today. And I love what Demetrius says, is that his goal is to, in his own team alone, because his team is the ASCIRA team, to have over 100 diamonds. And I believe absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, that'll happen by the end of this year, just in his team alone. What goals have you set for yourself? What is your team going to look like? Is it going to be 1,000? Is it going to be 100,000? You know, John's goal is go to beyond 1 billion, go beyond 1 billion people impacted inside of our social lifestyle community. Can you imagine the fact now that this is the first Super Saturday event that we've ever had online? Many, many more to come. And you were here first, so you got to be able to the story. You've got to be able to share the story, and don't tell the details, because the people who were not on this call here today, they're not supposed to be on this call here today. But what you can do is you can take the way you feel. See, you're not going to remember everything you hear today, but you absolutely will remember how you feel about the information that you've been shared with today. So take that, share that, and if it impacted you in any way, get back to those people that haven't even heard of what it is that you're going yet, because that's the key to your success, ladies and gentlemen. And my message, my final message, because I want to jump off, because I want to get back to taking notes and listening to, and really receiving what it is that the Super Saturday is all about. And I want to leave you with a simple couple of messages. And if you can apply these simple directions, I believe that you have increased your chances of success minimum 10x, more like 100x, your opportunity for success. And that's this, is that performance is going to be required for promotion, profit, not perfection. You don't have to be perfect at anything yet, and you never probably will be. But performance, action is required. You got to do something. And I simply say to people this, do something today. Make the next 5 minutes magnificent. You can do the next 5 minutes, because the next 5 minutes is available to you. Because if you don't, tomorrow, nothing will change. And then this last final message that I live by every day, I say it every day to myself, is this, is that your future, when I say it to myself, it's my future, is not a matter of chance. It's a matter of choice. Choose well, my friends, my partners, my examples. And I'm so grateful for the fact that we have created this community that emphasizes a lifestyle and really gives everyone in the world an opportunity to participate in. We spoke about it many times, and our culture is simple. Our culture is a culture of inclusion. You are always going to be included, never excluded. Mihar, back to you. Thank you for the time. Thank you for the information. And I truly do appreciate everything that you all do.
Perfect, Steve. Thank you so much for that testimonial. Thank you so much for your perspective and your view of the business and advice that we all should live by. So the next one, the next speaker to introduce is very important to me personally, and very special. He's the person who introduced me and my business partner Andy to the business. It's Hugh Paul Ward. Now, Hugh Paul has decades of experience in our industry. He has built some incredible teams all around the world. And Hugh Paul is one of those guys that works and works and works. He knows what it takes to achieve in this business. He knows what it takes to do something very special. He's got a track record in the industry and several different fantastic experiences. I believe he built a business of over 800,000 people in a previous personal organization, just shy of 1 million people in his team. And from all the stories I've heard, from everything I've heard about that business, he did that with no spillover. There was no upline sorting out half of those 400,000, 300,000 those positions. That was Hugh Paul working day in, day out, all night, all day, doing whatever it took to build a business for himself, for his teams, for his family, and tearing apart that business like you would not believe. Now, Hugh Paul is going to talk to us about getting started right. He understands how to get your business off to the right start. He understands what it takes to succeed in this industry, and he understands ASCIRA like few other people do, certainly. So, without further ado, I'm going to hand over to a very special individual, a man who really gets what it is we're trying to achieve here, Mr. Hugh Paul Ward.
Amy here, thank you very much, and what a fabulous day we're having here, and I'm just so blessed to be included with the amazing speakers we've had so far. And I hope all of you people, everyone included, you can see from some of the people speaking that they've already taken notes and they've threaded some of the golden nuggets they've received into their speeches from stuff they've learned here today. And that is really the mark of a leader, that can take those golden nuggets and teach them back again and again and again. So it's a privilege to be with you guys building this. Just in our first 90 days, it's been exceptional. What I want to talk about is for the new people particularly, but also for some of the old people who don't have a system. And on the screen here, this is not something we've created or made up ourselves. This is, I'm in the industry about 22 years now, and this existed long before that, because time and time and time again, the industry has come up with formulas, and it comes back to what's on the screen. And if you need a plan or a strategy to make your business work, you need to understand this diagram. You need to understand where you are in the diagram, who you're talking to in the diagram, because you could start with the presentation, or you could start with the list, or you could start with different parts. Even though it says number one is the presentation, that's not necessarily so, because most of you guys, I assume, have been on a presentation. You're possibly in the business at this stage, and you're here for our first Super Saturday to learn more. So you've done the presentation, you've had the follow-up, and you're probably now at the goal setting, and that's where I'm going to start here. On a different day, I might start at contacting, because that's the first thing you need to do to start using the system. So goal setting is very, very important. We can tell you how to build a business. We can tell you the marketing plan. We can tell you everything you need to know. But there's little point in that unless we understand why you're in the business. What is it you want from the business? What did you like about the business? What is it you want to achieve from the business? What, you know, because that's the most important thing, to understand what you want. Now, a lot of people don't know what they want in life. But if you go back to when you were a child, you might have memories, if you think about it, creating that list for Santa, and everything was possible, guys. Everything. There was no limits for children. And through life, we get continually knocked and pressed down, and we hear the negative more than the positive, and we're told, no, you can't have that. No, don't do that. And we're brought down. But you really need to think like a child. You really need to think that everything is possible. And what I want you to do, not now, but tonight and tomorrow and wherever, if you're new to this business, please get yourself a diary. Let's call it an ASCIRA diary. Or a journal. Don't get something for $2.99 or $5.99. Get something a little bit tasty, like $25 diary. Something that if you set down on the table and you're about to leave the room, you'll go back and grab it, because it's important. Because we run around with these devices today, these smartphones, and we believe that everything's there. My emails is there, my notes is there, my diary's there, my calculator's there, my contacts are there. But guys, that's not good enough. I've watched people in this industry, and they've all got smartphones, and most of them are not making money because they don't have a journal, they don't have a strategy, they don't have a diary. And it's very, very important, particularly now. We're still in May. If you bought a 2020 diary in May, that's a great thing to do, because there's still 6 or 7 months left, but the whole front of the diary is empty. And that's the part you want to fill. That's the part you want to be filling today, taking notes, what you learned from the various speakers. It might just been a thread, it might have been an idea, it might have been a seed, but to take that and intertwine that into your knowledge. So in the diary, one point would be goal setting. What is it you want? And you're going to start putting in, when are you going to have your first customer, your first 10 customers? When are you going to reach that first target of bronze? What about silver? What about, start planting into that diary things that you're going to achieve. In the front part of the diary, put down what it is you want. And I suggest the best way to do this is sit down, reserve 30 minutes to yourself, turn off your phone, turn off distractions, go to a private place in the house or out in the garden and start writing. Take about 30 minutes and just let it all come out. Pretend I give you $1 million and ask yourself, how would I chop this up? What is it I would do with $1 million? Is it pay off the house? Is it change the car? Is it put an extension on the house? Is it to take an extra holiday? Is it to give to the poor? What is it you want to do? And start writing and writing and writing. And don't even think and start dreaming about what you want. Just write it down and keep writing and writing and writing. And you want to aim for about 101 goals for yourself. And we'll tell you in further trainings why 101. But right now, aim to write down 101 goals. Now, because you've only 30 minutes, it does get quite difficult. I got stuck the first time I did this at 37. And I had to be faster and I had to empty everything I wanted. And at the same time, get your spouse or your partner in life or to go to another part of the house and do the exact same activity. And this becomes quite interesting afterwards when you start comparing what he or she wants or what you want, and and the priority of the various goals is quite interesting. But in doing this task, you can create a master goal list, and that brings, I suppose, in the household, it brings a lot of power, because my wife asks me, why are you down in the office? Why are you keeping on the phone? Why are you on that computer? Why? And in days before the lockdown, why are you flying to Dubai, and why are you flying here, and why are you flying there? It's important that the goals are congruent between all in the house, and celebrate the achievement of them when, of course, you eventualize these goals, but get them down, and these will keep you on track later with the ASCIRA business. And of course, it's a great idea to even share these ideas with your upline or with your active sponsor in the business. So the next thing is the list building. Now, the list is very, very important. This is the fuel in the business. Let's call it the gas. This is the gas. Let's call the business a vehicle. ASCIRA is a vehicle to get you from where you are now to where you want to end up. But the gas to get you there is the list. It's your contact list. And again, in the front of that diary, because we've got 4 or 5 empty months, if you bought a new diary today, specifically for the business, here's where you want to start emptying your phone, empty your Christmas card list, empty everything into the list. Now, I started my list in 1999. I was told to make a list in 1998, and every time I went to a training, it says, make a list. So I made a list of about 15 people, and I spoke to the first 3. They all said no, and I sort of kind of thought that the business didn't work. But now, because my list is 4,300 people numbered, meaning 1 to 4,300, I have a 1, 2, 3, 4, the whole way to 4,300 on paper. And I have another list, and I haven't counted them or added the numbers on them. And this is the fuel, which means you'll never run out of people. Of course, every person is a door to more, which is very, very important. So if you bring somebody into the business, remember, they have their list. And if you think about Facebook, how it started, one guy invited 4 guys to the dormitory at college to create this Facebook, and only 3 showed up, but they started sharing it with friends and friends and friends, and today it's the biggest network we've all built. We built it for free, we built it without getting paid, we added our content, we added our friends, we had no qualms about clicking on a link and registering an account on Facebook, because it was amazing what they achieved. And you can achieve the same with this industry. This is technically a network. It is a Facebook and a social network. And as we progress with our products, as we progress with our technology, you will see that's how we're going to get to 1 billion people. So bear that in mind. And of course, John has promised that he will pay us for connecting our friends on the ASCIRA platform, which is quite interesting. So in your back office, you'll find memory joggers there. This is for the new people, to get them to start thinking about different types of people, brothers, neighbors, people you met at the school gate. Go to your email addresses, the butcher, the candlestick, anybody at all. Start writing that list, and it's a never-ending list, guys. It just doesn't end. When you meet somebody at the airport, when you meet somebody in a restaurant, when you meet somebody in the lift of a hotel, and you're talking, grab their card, get it onto your list, and keep building that list. Then the next thing is to get the people off the list. It sounds a bit crazy, you got them on the list, but now you want to get them off the list. So how do you get them off the list, or why would you get them off the list if you've just put them on the list? Well, that really means you have a process of contacting the people and presenting the business to them. So very, very important, contacting. Now, here's where most people fail. Most people fail, and it's been identified in some of our earlier speakers, particularly Dimitris. What he said was he got hooked up in trying to tell everybody everything about the business. And of course, that's not your job. You see, if you remember the circle there, the presentation does that. So for the new people, you don't have to know anything. You don't have to mention John Sachtouras. You don't have to mention billions of dollars industries. You don't have to mention education and travel. You see, people do different things in their walks of life. Some are doctors, some are nurses, some are Uber drivers, some are students, some are technology people. We all have different professions and walks of life, and we do it to make money. We do it to make money because money is the common denominator. It's necessary to pay our bills, to keep us clothes, to feed our children, to put a roof over our head. So if the common denominator is money, that's possibly how you could pique somebody's interest. So if I said to you all today, 200 people, hey guys, I've got a great opportunity. It's open heart surgery. Let's get started. And all of a sudden, open heart surgery, well, that's not something I know about. I couldn't do that. And you're getting rejection. So if you go start talking about education and platforms and travel and industries that people aren't familiar with, you're going to get rejection. But if you say something like this, hey, Tom, who do you know that might be interested in earning more money this year than they made last year? And Tom goes to you, who do I know interested in making more money? Well, I have a good friend of mine. I think he's going to be out of work very soon. He might be interested. My wife's brother, he has a shop, and I mean, we were talking last night on the phone, and he was telling me he's thinking of not even opening up. He might be interested, and well, what about me? I wouldn't, you know, how do I make more money? I said, well, brilliant. All you need is an internet connection and a smartphone. If I were to send you a link to some information, would you take a look at it? Yeah, that's fine. Okay, I'll send you the link. So there is something how you can use to pique interest. I didn't say anything about John Sachtouras. I didn't say anything about convergence of industries. I didn't say anything about travel. I just piqued the interest. Who do you know is interested in making more money this year than last year? Well, generally the answer is everybody. Your church, your charity, your government, your local shop, the train station, the restaurant, your next door neighbor, your best friend. Everybody is interested in making more money. So that's a great way to pique interest. When they ask you what it's about 8 o'clock, but I'll send you the link about 10 minutes before it starts. Don't get into explaining it because you're new. That's not the purpose. The purpose to pique the interest when you're contacting. And then, of course, the presentation does the work for you. So please avoid getting into discussions about the company when you don't have those answers. Now, if you do get stuck in answers and questions and answers, it means you've just done too much. The way to get out of it is very, very simple. If you happen to get stuck in a question and answer session before you've got them to the presentation, you might say something like this. Well, listen, to be honest, I'm brand new to this myself, and I certainly couldn't do it justice to even start explaining. I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's both jump on this webinar, and I'm sure many of our questions will be answered. So again, you're not getting into what it is and how it works. You've kind of avoided it, and that's the right thing because you don't have the knowledge. You're brand new. Another way might be, listen, I'm brand new to the business and I can't really explain it to you, but let me tell you this. There is a live presentation tonight at 8 o'clock. Let's jump on and we'll get all your questions answered. Or you might just say, you know, I'm new to the business and I'd be afraid of even giving you the wrong answer. I'll tell you what it is. I've got Andy, my friend here. Let me give him a quick call. We'll jump on Zoom. Of course, we'll do our best to get you the right answer. So if you are getting bogged down, and you shouldn't get to this point, because piquing interest shouldn't take any more than 1 to 2 minutes maximum. Now, let's talk about presenting. Well, this is done on the webinars, but there's other ways to present as well. Sometimes they're recorded webinars. Sometimes there's going to be new tools coming out to do the job for you. But right now, in the absence of that, we've created a little team website. It's for everyone's use, and it's just a reference point. I get phone calls every day. What time does the presentation start? Do you have the link for that presentation? Where do I find out X, Y, and Z? So we created a little team website to host some information to help people, and then you can point people to the information. If somebody says to me, what time is the webinar tonight? I say, I'm not too sure. Go to www.gbpteam.com. You'll find it under the webinars. Now, of course, I know exactly what time it starts at, but I'm not going to tell them. I want them to go and find it. And when they go and find it, they go, wow, there it is. They never have to ask that again. The webinars are kept up to date on the team website if you want to plug in to a particular webinar. So we do about 14 of these a week. The other teams have got other webinars running as well, and there's Zoom presentations. There's no right or wrong way to show this business, ladies and gentlemen, as long as you pique interest and get them in front of the information. Now, we also have put on the platform a recorded version. So if the timing doesn't suit a particular country or a client, we can do it 24/7. And what you do is, again, you bring them to the presentation on the team platform. So there's a recorded version there. They listen to John. After they've watched that, they go to the next presentation and watch the video, and then you follow up with them just as though they had been on a live webinar. Now, this is the most crucial part. The two crucial parts for me, I believe, is the piquing the interest, learning how to command that, and the second part is the following up. The following up is key. If you're new to the business, we want you to follow up, but not on your own. That would be a total disaster. If I was to show this to my best friend or my brother or somebody who knew me quite well, he knows I'm involved in the leisure industry. He knows I'm involved in real estate. He thinks, what would I know about travel? What would I know about personal development? So he doesn't see me in that capacity. So he's going to render objections to me. But if I introduce my prospect to my upline, if I borrow that credibility, you heard John talking about it, admiration, respect, and trust. When you edify the third party on a call, they take over and they close the business for you. You see, my brother could say to me, well, listen, Hugh Paul, you know I don't have 500 quid to get started. But he's not going to let Andy know that. Yeah, and Andy will have control of that conversation. And it shows one more thing. It shows that this business is duplicatable, and it shows support. So my brother could see, well, I didn't present it because it was done on the presentation. I didn't answer the questions because I got my upline. And therefore, if I can do it, he can do it. And that's what people want to know. They want to get involved in an opportunity that they can do. And when you have a system that they only need to invite, the presentation does the work, the upline does the follow-up call. It's all essentially done for you, and you can learn this system over time. It's very, very, very simple. Now, what you can do is sometimes you need to put timing and urgency into that follow-up call. And again, this is for the upline. Just to say that we're just rolling into soft launch. I remember the story that when Mark Zuckerberg invited 5 friends to start up Facebook, 3 guys showed up and 2 didn't show up. Now, the 3 that did show up are billionaires today. I've got a guy called John Sachtouras who's setting up a social platform. It's very, very exciting because he's intertwining an element of Alibaba, an element of eBay to it for shopping and home shopping. It's very exciting. I'd love you to come right now to the presentation to get started in the business and have a look at it. So sometimes you can intertwine and thread that timing and urgency. And at the end of it all, when you master those 4 or 5 steps, very, very simple, after your first 30 days, you want to be ticking off this checklist as done. Yes, I created my list. I set up my goals. I have 101 prospects, 101 goals. I spoke to my 20 prospects. I've been on the webinars. I've been on the getting started trainings. I attend the events. I've got 3 personally introduced members on the team, and I have reached the rank of silver. So if this is all completed and done in 30 days from you start, then you're starting to use that system. So that's it from me. We're a bit under pressure for time. I'm sorry for rushing through it too much, but that's a system that you want to get to know. And by using that, and by learning it inside out, you will have a wonderful vehicle that's fueled by your list, that's supported by your upline. And all you have to do is pique a little bit interest, let the presentation present, and get the upline to follow up. And the other 2 are quite easy, just creating your list and creating your goal. Very simple system. Employ it every day and teach it. Use it yourself and teach it. And with that, you will have a successful business. I'll hand it back to you, Mihir. I hope you find that beneficial.
Thank you so much, Hugh Paul. What a great presentation. What a wonderful, wonderful perspective to have. And just fantastic step-by-step advice for anyone in the industry to follow. It doesn't matter how many years you've done this. It doesn't matter how many people you've recruited. It's so useful just to be reminded and to see again the step-by-step process by which so many people have built amazing, amazing global businesses. So incredibly grateful for that, Hugh Paul. The next speaker is Dr. Obam Bowen. Now, he's had a fantastic, interesting life. He's currently a world-renowned speaker. He's got some fantastic content, some fantastic presentations, some fantastic training that he does. He was born in Guyana, and sort of from very, very humble background, had 20 years service in the United States Marine Corps, and even was awarded a Purple Heart. From my interaction with him, he's a smooth operator, basically. He always knows the right thing to say. He's always got a fantastic little turn of phrase. He's got a great piece of advice. He's a wonderful, wonderful person to be in business with. Now, Dr. Obam has gone diamond. He's got a fantastic team working with him. He's got a fantastic business that he's building in lots and lots of different places. So, Dr. Obam, are you there? And can we bring you on to the call? Hold on, I think there's a tiny, tiny hitch here. Let me just see if I can resolve that for him. This should work. Dr. Obam, are you there, my friend?
Wonderful. Yes, I can hear you. I couldn't unmute myself. You needed to push the magic button for me here.
There we are. Over to you.
I love it. Well, I've been laughing every time everyone says me here, because if you look at me, I have no hair. So I love you, and I love your name because it reminds me of that thing I once had that I no longer do. Perfect. It is so wonderful to be here. It's such a beautiful and amazing day to see the vision of our founder and CEO, Mr. John Sachtouras, realized and happening. You know, for those that don't know me a whole lot, thank you so much, Mihir, for sharing. But, you know, as Mihir said, I was born in Guyana in South America, immigrated to the United States about 30 years ago. And my wife and I now reside in Atlanta, Georgia. And we have been married now for almost 9 years. And we have a 2-year-old, a 20-year-old, and an 18-year-old daughter with a 27-year-old son. So yes, we waited a very long time to get started over. That's because of 3 things: plans, visions, and systems. And my wife and I years ago decided we were going to wait 12 years before we have another child, because we wanted to be completely financially free and set apart from most of the concerns in life. And just like every professional network marketer who stops doing a business says they'll never do it again. Well, it's until the right opportunity comes. You know, I've built 30 different amazing businesses. We sold 23 of them and recently started another one last year. And it's because of that business that the marriage of ASCIRA was the perfect fit for us. And today, I think in the time here to share with you all why this was so important for us is just to share a little bit of our reason why, and maybe a few nuggets that might be inspiring for you, especially if you're a new person, you're thinking about it, you've just gotten started, and you want to be able to pursue and build this business significantly. So the first thing to understand is that there's only 2 reasons to ever do or build businesses. The first one is sort of in order you build any business in order to sell it back at some point and make a profit, because it's a for-profit business. The second reason is so that you can buy time to spend with those you love. ASCIRA happens to be that caveat. I am going to build this business as if I'm going to sell it, but truth be told, I'm not going to sell it because it provides for me the best source of income, and that's residual income. Right? Because residual income, once I figured it out, rather, I realized it was something I would run through a brick wall to keep having, and that's why I continue to build business structures. So why ASCIRA for us? See, I built another company, the last one, just almost a year now. We actually had about 335% growth within the first 6 months. And the average person would say, well, why would you even want to do something like ASCIRA? And here's why. Because my goal in building that business was to bring my message, my passion, my vision to the world. And by my calculations, because I'm very systemic, I was actually going to launch my own company, something similar to ASCIRA. And I thank John every single day because that company the infrastructure, the tech team, and it was going to cost me roughly about $13 million. So if you look at $13 million as opposed to a founder's pack, that is a huge saving. But the other reason was being able to put my message on a platform where the entire world can see and be inspired, because honestly, I believe my message is the most powerful and the best on the planet. Here's why. Because I'm a leader by example. I don't tell, teach, or preach theories. I tell, I share, and demonstrate what I have done only, so that others may see it as an example. And the information that is on the platform that I've been wanting to bring to the world for so long is the very same information that's helped me out of very troubling times and circumstances. Meaning this, for those of you who are not familiar with my story, when I got injured in Iraq for the third time and I was blown up, paralyzed from the waist down, was in a wheelchair, couldn't walk or talk for more than just close to 9 months, I came back home, and my first wife then was pregnant with someone else's child. And guess what happened? We had a real nasty divorce. I ended up homeless, living in my car for 5 years. And I had dreams, goals, aspirations, and desires just like the other person. But then I got introduced to personal development by the way of network marketing. And then I spent the next 5 years of my life. Now, at the time, I was scholastically trained as an MD, and I have several other doctorates and PhDs in many other skills. But that person was buried underneath all that frustration, all that anger, all the PTSD. And I wanted to take my own life. And in the course of 5.5, almost 6 years, I was able to change my mindset, because I understood this in that entire process. When you change your mind, you change how you speak. When you change how you speak, you change your actions. When you change your actions over time, it creates different results. And the results, which was a derivative of what was in my heart, the desires, you never get what you desire, you never get what you want. You get what you're committed to. And what I was committed to was a life of greatness. So that means that I have to start thinking great. I have to start acting great. I have to start doing great. And the truth is, I really didn't have to, but I choose to. Because the only thing we have to do in life is die. Everything else is a choice. So when my wife and I chose ASCIRA, we chose a company that follows a visionary who had a vision to make the most appealing aspect of life simple for every human being. And when I sat and spoke with John and Belynda in Dubai, I understood for the first time, here was a leader who truly loves and cares for people, and that's someone that I can partner with and get behind and support his dreams, his goals, while pursuing my own. What I am best at is taking the complicated and making it simple. And because of my 20 years in the military, that helps me to understand mastery of systems, behavior, and culture. I know that environment is stronger than any individual's willpower. So my goal and my journey, my destiny then set out to be working with ASCIRA, the power of relationship marketing. That's what we all have. When we use the power of influence of our other relationships to build a culture where everyone loves everyone and helping, this is not a company based on most of the traditional network marketing company where it's this team and that team and that team, which creates fracture. We are one company, one team, one vision, one heart, shared with so many others. So we decided to start building that culture. And with that culture and that environment, it's relevant and apparent here today why in such a very short time we have so many individuals who have already achieve the rank of diamond, which is earning an income that less than 95% of the world, so really only about 5% of the world ever get to achieve in such a short time. Why? Because of the systems, because of a true passion and vision, and an environment that is designed to build on faith, not fear. And my definition of fear is the anticipation of a future pain. Most people won't get started with ASCIRA because they're afraid of some of the things that has happened in the past, and they're now marrying that belief with what can happen here. But faith walkers, faith takers, those are all of us who are here in ASCIRA, and those who are wanting to believe have the ability to practice in faith. And faith is just really, truly believing before you see. There's the individual that need to see before they believe, and there are those who believe before they see. Here's a quick example. So many of us who don't have the faith, air is something you cannot see, but we all breathe it, we all live it, and we all accept that it is a fact that we need oxygen to live. And some people are denying the fact that ASCIRA is a company for the people. But here today, we have in our very first Super Saturday that there's proof of the evidence of the things that most people fear. And that was why my wife and I decided to say, we're going to partner with ASCIRA. We're going to build a system. We're going to build a community. We're going to build something with a company that understands the sum of the parts and not just the parts to any different kind of whole. So I'm absolutely flabbergasted and excited to be here. Congratulations to all the other diamonds. Congratulations for you if you're on listening. And for those who will come in the future, I say this for you. Trust and believe in your goals and your dreams and the person who introduced you to the opportunity with ASCIRA, because we truly are a company for the people. So with that, Miher, my friend, I want to pass it back over to you, and thank you so much for your time, and thank everyone for being here, sharing with us today.
Thanks, Dr. Robert. What a great story. What a great guy to hear from. A real pleasure to hear his story, to hear his views and his vision. And I love the fact that he made a positive choice in his life. He and his wife, I should say. They decided that they chose to do this business. They had options. They had decisions to make in their day, and they decided that out of all the opportunities they had in front of them, out of all the choices they could have made, this was the business for them. They understood John's vision. They understood the company. They wanted to be part of it, and this was the positive choice they made to be part of this, and the positive choice that so many of us on this call have made. And if you're new to us, I'm sure, well, I hope it's a choice that you choose to make very soon. Indeed. So we now have a training session from the one and only Andy Hansen. Now, I introduced Andy earlier, but just to recap a bit, Andy's someone I've known for several years now. We've traveled the world together, so I've got a good sense of him. I've seen him in his hotel room many times at odd hours of the morning. I've knocked on his door and had one fun experiences. He's a great guy to travel the world with. He's a great guy to spend time with. He's a guy with fantastic passion, fantastic drive, and a huge amount of energy. He's got years of experience in this industry. He understands sales. He understands how to build things from nothing. He understands how to start with almost no resources and create something very special indeed. And he also understands how to turn something negative into something very positive. He understands how to handle people who come up with objections. He understands marketing. He understands those conversations. So it is absolutely perfect that we have him here now to present to us on how to handle those objections, something that every single person on this call, every single person in this industry will face countless times, those objections. So Andy is going to talk to us about how to handle those objections, and I can't wait to hear from his experience. Andy, thank you. Indeed.
Right, let's stay unmuted this time. Thanks, me here. Just before we get into the presentation, guys, I just wanted to say something. You know, that Dr. Obama has got an amazing story. We were joking, actually. We were chatting the other day, and we were saying we're brothers from a different mother. We share the same barber, and also the fact that we're both ex-military. So we have a lot in common, and you're going to find this as you're actually developing your ASCIRA business over the coming days, weeks, months, and years, and we start working together as one team and one community. The one thing you're definitely going to come across is objections. And, you know, presenting and closing, if you will, if we use sales terminology, is really, you need to look at it as a journey. It's a journey down a long, long corridor. And as you're going along this corridor with the prospect holding their hand, because we're tour guides, you know, we're ambassadors for this brand, these doors tend to pop open, and they're going to be objections that we need to deal with. Now, the key to success is to understand the psychology behind people giving you objections, and then to actually be in front of them, so you're actually slamming these doors shut before they even open. So if any of you play a musical instrument, you understand this. Okay, if you're good at playing a musical instrument and you can sight read, you're 3 or 4 bars ahead of what your fingers or your mouth or whatever it is you're using to play your instrument are actually doing. And that's what we need to do when we're developing our communities, is we need to be 1, 2, 3 steps ahead of the prospect every time, anticipating a potential objection that may come our way, and then slamming that door shut so it actually never has to come out of their mouth. Now, there are 7 styles that are generally accepted of closing. And by closing, you know, I don't mean like the aggressive sort of closing that you may have experienced from, I don't know, timeshare, or in some experience in your life where you've had this person that just goes on and on and on and on and on, and they just won't back down at all. I'm not talking about that. We're talking about professionalism, being a professional closer. And really the definition of the closer is taking a prospect or a potential customer from the point they're at to the point we'd like them to be. And the way we do that is through education. We give them information and we help them to come up with the right decision. And remember that if they need the product, they want the product, and they got the money, it's our job to help them be introduced to ASCIRA and what we have to offer. But if they don't need the product, they don't want the product, and they haven't got the money, then we don't want to be selling them into joining ASCIRA. Because when you start that, what you'll find is every day you will then be in the world of having to resell them on the decision that they made. Okay, so it's a very, very fine line that we walk as we use psychology to actually close people and help them make the decision that they want to make. Now, out of these 7, there's one we definitely have to take out of the equation, and we're not even going to talk about it in any great depth. And it's what they call snap or trap or sharp angle closing. Okay, that's generally used in high pressure sales environments. None of us want to be in that. You know, we're in the business of helping people. We want to build a community. We want a relationship with these people that join our community, and we want a long-term sustainable business model that's good for everybody. That's why we work together as one team. That was one of the things that attracted me to ASCIRA, was when John said there's one team. I was talking to a guy the other day, actually. He said, well, whose team are you in? I said, John's. He said, John who? I said, John Sachtouras. What do you mean, John who? Because there isn't individual teams within ASCIRA. We're one team. We work together. And it's one of the first companies I've ever come across in 30 years of speaking and training for network marketing companies in particular, where leaders, all of these diamonds you've heard of and all the diamonds you're going to hear from the rest of the call, they actually communicate and work together. This is so refreshing, because the whole industry needs a complete reawakening, and that's why our social lifestyle community, I believe, will be the way forward. So let's look at these individually. I want to quote one of the legends and my personal mentor, the late Zig Ziglar. And what Zig would say was that people will buy from people they like, not salespeople. And if they like you, they listen to you. If they listen to you, they believe you. And if they believe you, they will buy from you. So when you're dealing with a potential prospect, remember that it's about building a relationship and gaining trust. And John spoke about that earlier in the presentation when he was talking about edification. You don't need to be a superstar salesman to make it in life or to make it in our business. What you need to be is someone who cares, with a heart, that is passionate about learning and passionate about teaching and mentoring others to do the same. So how do you handle objections? Well, objections will generally come into 4 types. The first one is the price/risk objection. So the price, the cost, the budget, return on investment concerns, etc., all fall into this category. The second one is quality of service. Will the company really deliver on its promises? And you've seen examples today of how the company has over-delivered on the promises that John and Belynda and the senior management have made. And long may that continue, because that helps to create that trust that we need for someone to actually want to work with us. The third thing is trust and relationship. Does the prospect trust you? You have to. You have to build trust. Now, this can be difficult initially, because the last time that you might have interacted with the person that you're about to speak to, you could have been both sat in a hot tub in Aspen, very drunk on champagne. So to suddenly then be talking to them about the idea of ASCIRA and an opportunity to work from the safety and security of your own home and generate a high 5, 6, 7-figure income, whatever it is that they're looking for, they may think, hang on a minute, I can't believe Andy, because the last time I was with him, he was absolutely drunk in that hot tub in Aspen. That is why the follow-up is so important, and you bring in your upline, your mentor, whoever you're working with, to actually help you do that, because the prospect has no imagery of pupil Ward, for example, if he's helping me do a follow-up. And then lastly, we have what we call the stall, S-T-A-L-L, people who don't know why to say yes. So these are the 4 types of objections that you're going to come across when you speak to people about ASCIRA, whether to join the community as a customer or to join the community as an actual team builder, someone who wants to actively build it and create an income. So there's 4 steps of overcoming the sales objection. The first thing is to listen very carefully and fully to the objection, because our natural reaction when we hear an objection is to jump in and to respond to it. And we may actually end up responding to the wrong thing. So don't respond immediately. It's very, very important that you listen and check that you understand. And the way that we get that pause in the conversation so that we can actually check we understand what they're talking about is we actually ask them to repeat it, or we repeat it back. So if you said to me, well, you know, I'm not sure, it looks like it's one of those pyramid things, I'm going to come back to you and I'm going to say, that's interesting. Could you explain to me what you think a pyramid is? So I'm repeating back to them what they've said, but I want them to give me more information. You've got to ensure you understand by repeating the objection back to the prospect. And then respond properly. And this is the rule of thumb. We use what we call the feel, felt, found method. So let's say that you said to me, I don't have the time. And I say, right, so what you're telling me is you don't have the time to be able to build an ASCIRA community. Yep, I don't have the time. I understand how you feel. I felt exactly the same way. But what I found was the systems that the company and the team have put in place enabled me to leverage the time that I can actually afford to invest. Fair enough? So we use the feel, felt, found, because then what you're doing is you're stepping psychologically 1 step closer to the prospect. Whereas what you'll find that poorly trained salespeople do when they're given an objection they don't like is they take a step away from the prospect, and they almost imply that the prospect's stupid for actually saying what they've just said. And the 4th step is to confirm you've satisfied their objection. So if you said to me, I don't have the time, I say, I understand how you feel. I felt the same way, but what I found was what the company's put in place and the systems the team has, I can leverage the little bit of time I can put into building a community very, very fully. Fair enough? They go, yeah, that's fair enough. Is there anything else that would stop you joining our winning team today? That is the confirmation that I've satisfied the objection. Understand this, ladies and gentlemen, that people say no, N-O, because they don't know, K-N-O-W, why to say yes. Now, that comes down to us. We're the tour guide. We're the ambassador. We're the person holding their hand saying, follow me, come with me, let's do this thing together. So when people just say no, don't react as a, oh no, it's another one, this just doesn't work. Everybody says no to me. Don't take it as a negative. You should actually take it as a positive, because when someone says no, that is the time that you really get to work, because what you need to do is dig down and find out what their reason is. Because at this point, they're saying no, not to ASCIRA. They're not saying no to the opportunity. They're not saying to John. They're not saying no to you. They're saying no because in their mind, they haven't had that light bulb moment. They haven't uncovered the hot button, the thing that is actually going to help them to want to actually make the right decision. Now, we sometimes set ourselves up because, I'll give you an example. Someone's on a webinar let's say your best friend's on the webinar and you call your best friend straight after the webinar and you say, hi, it's me. What do you think? No, that's the wrong thing to ask. What we should be saying is, hi, it's me. Tell me what you like the best about what you've just seen on the webinar, because that will uncover the hot button so you can help them to find out what the reason is so they don't say no. Does that make sense? You've got to be very, very careful of the words that come out of your mouth when you're speaking to people and prospecting people, because words have meaning. So how do we handle these objections? Because there's like a trillion of them. I spoke to a load of the leaders and said, you know, give me some of the objections that are coming in, and we've come up with a few we're going to quickly do now. And I know I'm talking quick, but I'm watching the clock and I want to get us back on track, and hopefully the recording of this will be slower. Anyway, let's say this is an objection. Have you ever had this one? I have to think about it. Now, 9 times out of 10, this objection is a setup, i.e., this is a stall objection. It is not a real objection. They're just saying, I'd say I have to think about it. That will make them go away. Quite often, 9 out of 10, we create this objection by saying things like, what do you think? They don't think anything at that point. Ask them what they like the best about what they've just seen. They might say education, personal development, travel, tourism, coffee, community, working with other people, financial freedom. There could be a gazillion things they're going to come out with. So be careful what you say. But if someone does say to you, what do you think? Then how are you going to actually deal with it? Well, let me tell you, Bob, I understand that thinking about it might make sense right now, but help me to understand something. What exactly is holding you back from joining our winning team today? Because even though I'm going to deal with it very professionally and politely, I know this is nothing more than a stall tactic. It's not a real objection. I need to get to the real objection. And as a rule of thumb, what we will generally find is that someone will throw out 2 stall objections before you push through them and get to the real objection. So use the rule of 3, that if someone gives you an objection, overcome it politely, and then ask them, is there anything else holding them back? And then they give you another objection, overcome that objection, ask them again, is there anything from stopping you joining our winning team today? And then the third one, as a rule of thumb, will be the actual real objection that you need to deal with. I'm not a salesperson, apparently is something that's coming out a lot. Now, indirect sales, which is a bad title because you put sales in it and straight away people go, oh, you've got to be a salesman. And of course, the truth is that you and I have probably a bad visual image when I say to you the word salesperson. You know, we think about this sort of sleazy person who's going to get you to part with money to buy something you don't really want and you're going to regret it later. That's just because selling as a profession has always had that sort of media image, and they put it out there that, you know, this is what a salesperson's like. But the reality is, everybody you and I interact with every single day in business is a salesperson. It doesn't matter whether it's the CEO and founder, John's a salesperson. Of course he is. Belynda, as a chief operations officer, is a salesperson. Now, it may not be in her resume, it may not be in her job description, but the reality is she's interacting with other human beings every single day. A funeral director, ladies and gentlemen, and I've had the pleasure of training a lot of them here in the United Kingdom, funeral directors are salespeople, because salespeople help a consumer to solve a need. That's all we do as salespeople. But again, this is a classic stall objection. It's not real. I'm not a salesperson. So how do you deal with that? Well, let me tell you, Christina, that's great news, because neither am I. I know exactly how you feel because I felt the same way. But let me share with you what I've found. We don't sell the products or the business opportunity. All we do is plug people into the system. We let the system do its job. Is there anything else holding you back from joining our winning team today? Now, you'll see there's a combination. I've got the feel, felt, found. So I'm relating to Christina. I'm getting one step closer. I'm then removing the objection, because we don't sell anything. We're tour guides. We're ambassadors for the brand. And then I'm checking, is there anything else holding you back today? Because I want to get to the real objection. It seems to be very complicated. I don't think I can do it. Have you ever heard that? Well, you know, as Demetrius said earlier, you know, there is a tendency, it's human nature, for us to overcomplicate things. I don't know why, we just seem to want to do it. This is a very, very simple business model and proposition if we stick to the facts and we say as little as we can. Now, write this one down, ladies and gentlemen, because this is a golden rule. The less you say, the more successful you will be. This is a process of people learning what they need to learn through actually taking action. So by actually doing something, they learn. They learn how the presentation is done. They learn how the follow-up's done. They learn how goal setting is done through taking action. You know, as Steve said earlier, you don't want to be in the world of performance. You know, performance equals profit. So performance is action, not perfection. And it always worries me when I meet someone new that's coming into a business and, you know, they spend 6 months learning everything about the comp plan, learning everything about the company, the website, the back office, this, that, the other. They become an expert in the entire thing, and they actually do nothing that's going to move them forward. So what they're doing is non-profitable activity. We need to be doing things each and every day that are profitable. We call them, you know, money-making activity. It's got to be something that will turn into profit for us and for our team. So when someone says to this, it's very complicated, you know, I don't think I can do this. This is a classic trust and relationship objection. Now, remember that the relationship objection isn't necessarily about they don't trust you, okay? Because it's trust and or relationship. What you'll see here is they've got self-doubt. They've got self-doubt that they're going to follow through, and maybe the relationship between you and them is not tight enough. You've not got close enough quickly enough. So here your answer is going to be very, very simple. So me here, I know exactly how you feel because I felt the same way. But let me share with you what I found. All we do is plug people into a system. Let me ask you this. Can you invite someone to join a webinar? Well, yeah, of course I can. Good. Could you call them to remind them to join the webinar? Well, yeah, of course. Can you arrange a follow-up after the webinar and then introduce your prospect to your upline? Of course, I can do that. Well, if you can do all those three things, then you can build this business all the way to Royal Ambassador. Is there anything else holding you back from joining our winning team today? I don't understand what I get for my $499. Ever heard that one? Now, this will become something that I think this will sort of disappear now because the new prepaid promotional packs have been designed in a completely different way. Very, very clever the way it's been designed because it should remove any of this. Because the reality is if you buy a pack for $4.99, then you're buying access to the travel portal and you're buying access to the academy for a period of time. Everything else you're getting is free. It's a benefit. It's a bonus. So it's like having a prepaid phone card, you know, or one of those little cards where you put $100 on it, and while you're on holiday, you can use it to phone people. You pay in advance for the service you're going to use, and that's exactly what you're doing here. But this, again, is a classic price and risk objection technique. And the answer to this is very, very simple. Bob, let's break this down together. Then you'll agree that it's tremendous value for money. And then we go through the bullet points that we know because they're in our training materials. They're in your back office. They're in your Getting Started guide. They're in all the presentations that the company does. People will do this because they've confused and they've got too much information way, way, way too quick. But the reality is, ladies and gentlemen, all they're doing is pre-purchasing product or service that they're going to actually use. Here's another one. Isn't this one of those pyramid schemes? And, you know, if I could see you all, I'd ask you to raise your hands because, you know, you're going to hear that. You're going to hear that a lot of time. I was running a company in the United Kingdom. We sold beds quite successfully. We did about 20 million a year. And, you know, it was a big bed company. And even when we recruited salespeople for that, people said, is this a pyramid? And, you know, I thought this has become like a virus. It's spreading around the world. Everybody thinks everything's a pyramid. Now, this is a classic trust and relationship objection. Okay, it's not a stall. It's a classic trust and relationship objection. What you've got to do is remember how we deal with an objection. So what we're going to say here is, okay, Dan, can you explain to me what a pyramid is? So I'm throwing it back because there's a risk here that I assume I understand what the person I'm speaking to actually means. But do they mean a pyramid? Do they mean a Ponzi? Or do they mean network marketing? And until we get out of them what they mean, we can't actually answer the question. So if you said to me, isn't this one of those pyramid schemes? I'll say, listen, can you explain to me exactly what a pyramid is? And then they'll explain to you. Now, they're even going to introduce you or explain to you what is a Ponzi. And if that's the case, which is 9 times out of 10, they're going to say to you, well, it's one of those things where I give you 1,000 and then I get 3 people to give me 1,000 and then they get 3 people to get 1,000 and it goes down and down and eventually you run out of people to give you 1,000. So what they're actually describing is a Ponzi. Very rarely will someone describe a pyramid, because the pyramid selling act is actually in relation to franchising, not network marketing, which a lot of people don't know. A Ponzi is a total scam and should quite rightly be illegal. And you know, some of the biggest ones, unfortunately, have come out of the USA. In fact, the biggest one in the USA was run by the ex-head of the actual Financial Services Authority in the USA. Would you believe that? So how do you answer it when they describe to you what a Ponzi is? You say, okay, Bob, what you've just described to me is actually a thing called a Ponzi scheme, which quite rightly are illegal, as they encourage people to invest money into a company with promises of high returns with little to no effort. ASCIRA is a social lifestyle community with products, goods and services that we market to our consumers. Fair enough? Is there anything else holding you back from joining our winning team today? So we never belittle the objection, but we have to learn how to deal with it. I don't have the time. This is a stall objection. It's not true. What is true, ladies and gentlemen, is the busiest people you know, the ones who are running multiple businesses, have children, grandchildren, a busy social life, and you know, they really are pushed for time, are the ones that will find the time and will build an enormous ASCIRA community. People that actually say to you, I don't have the time, you know, are probably sat there with more time. They're spending 6 hours a day watching the television, you know, getting their brains sucked straight out of the front of their head, instead of actually going out and doing something that's going to impact themselves and their family and their loved ones positively. So when someone says to you, I don't have the time, great. It's a stall objection. We know it's not true. So then what we're going to say is, okay, Trevor, aside from the time, do you see an incredible opportunity here for yourself? Now, if the prospect says no, that's it. We're done. Flush them. Now, remember, we're sorting. We're not selling. We don't need to sell ASCIRA. We're sorting. Morris Goodman, the milkman, calls it flicking the coin, flicking the coin. If I said to you, flick a coin in your country 100 times, and every time it comes up ahead, we'll give you $1,000, how many times and how quickly would you flick that coin? I'm sure you'd flick the coin as fast as physically possible, because out of 100, it would be impossible for you always to get tails. Yeah? So you've got to look at it the same way. But if someone says to you, I don't have the time and I don't see an opportunity for myself here, then good, flush them. Next. If they say yes, then what we're going to actually say is, okay, that's great. I don't need your time. You know 100 people that I don't know. I'm going to win you over with paychecks. You introduce me, I will present, I'll plug them into the system, and once you see the checks, you'll find the time. Fair enough? Just remove the objection, because the truth is, whether you do this part-time, full-time, some other time, as long as you're consistent and persistent, you will see success. It's like dieting, which is rich coming from me because I'm a little heavier than I should be. But if you diet one day a month, you're not going to see the impact that you're looking for. If you diet once every day, consistently for 30, 60, 90 days, of course you're going to see the difference. I mean, a good friend of mine recently, I didn't see him for quite some time. While he was away, he was traveling, he was dieting and he was working out. And then when he came back, I had to contain myself, because when we came face to face, I was like, where did you go? Look at you. Because I hadn't seen him. So I hadn't seen that little bit coming off. But, you know, dieting is just the reverse of a bad eating disorder, you know, because we keep putting things in our mouth regularly, every hour, oh, a little bit more, oh, a little bit more, a little bit more. You know, you don't gain 350 pounds overnight. You gain it one bite at a time. You won't become the person you were born to be overnight, ladies and gentlemen. You will become the person you were born to be, and I believe you ought to be, one step at a time. It is a journey that we do together and as a community. And there's no better way in the world to develop yourself professionally and personally than in the company of other people, the people, all of you that are on the call right now. You know, it's very lonely walking down a road of success on your own. But when you're in a big group and a big team, if you're feeling down and you're feeling that things aren't going the right way, it's very easy to find someone in the crowd to help you and pull you back up. Very, very important that we understand what these objections really are. Most of the objections you and I are going to hear every day are from people who have low self-esteem. They don't have the belief that they can actually achieve their dreams, plans, and goals. And most of them have already sort of rationalized. They've told themselves rational lies to take themselves away from their dreams, plans, and goals. We've got to think like children. We've got to think about the dreams, plans, and goals we had way back when I was sat at school staring out the window because I just found listening to a teacher so boring. And I was staring out the window, dreaming about the things I could and couldn't do with the rest of my life. That's where you need to be in your mind. You need to be childlike in your mind. You know, if we gave ASCIRA to a 13 or 14-year-old as a high school assignment, they'd absolutely blow it to pieces. They'd be diamond, triple, they'd be right the way up to Royal Ambassador because they don't have the experience in life that you and I have. And of course, experience can be a dangerous thing because it turns you off to the possibilities that have been given to you from the day you were born. You have the possibility to become the person you want to be. And if that is a person that's going to help other people, it's going to make the world a better place, then you got the support of your God or the universe, depending what you believe in, to make that a reality. The best person to handle objections from your prospect is your upline. Don't attempt to do it yourself. That's why you use upline to help you build your team. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, building your ASCIRA business is also a journey down a long, long corridor with lots of side doors. And you see in brackets, it says excuses there. You see, we can give ourselves excuses every single day why we can't pick up the phone, why we can't build our list, why we can't present, why we can't. But dreams come in cans, not can'ts. So we have to work together as a team and help each other along this long, long corridor and get big danger, no entry signs across all of these doors. Because here's the risk. If you go through one of those side doors, an excuse, you may never find your way back in, and you could miss out on what I believe will most possibly be the best decision you ever made in your life. Let's close those doors. Let's work together, and I look forward to seeing you all at Diamond. Back to me here.
Wow, Andy, what a great presentation. What a great training session for every single person on this webinar. Really, really fantastic and so good. So good just to hear that it's not just me, it's not just you, it's not just one of us hearing these objections and feeling a little bit downhearted every time they get one. It's about powering through, it's about building your confidence, and it's about getting on and doing it. What I love about Andy's presentations is they really are plug and play. If you follow the advice, if you follow the guidance, if you follow it step by step by step by step, you'll get the results you're searching for. You will get the results you should, because that's how he builds his training sessions, and that's how he speaks. So I'm about to introduce a very, very special couple. Sort of the charm and heart of the ASCIRA business is how I see this pair. Happy and Gertie Hartman are also sort of here from the very beginning, here from the early days. They're sort of one of the first few names that I heard when we were joining the ASCIRA business, when we were coming to join this wonderful, wonderful family. They've got decades of experience in network marketing, absolutely, but also in more traditional businesses as well. They've succeeded all over the world. They've built teams of hundreds of thousands of people in dozens of countries. They know what they're doing. They know this industry. They know their business. And so it's absolutely wonderful to hear from Happy and Gertie next, to tell us about their journey to Diamond, tell us about their story, and to learn what we can from their very, very special insights. Happy and Gertie, are you there? Let me unmute you if that's helpful. Can you hear me, Happy?
A big hello from Austria, all over the ASCIRA world. My name is Gertie Navratschnik. Do you hear us? Okay.
Be loud and clear.
Perfect. For the last 20 years, I'm a part of this network marketing industry. And 7 months ago, we flew to Dubai. And our CEO, John Sachtouras, presented us with his passion, the concept of ASCIRA. It was the best I've ever heard. I felt in love with the philosophy to build the ASCIRA social lifestyle community and to create the ASCIRA shopping mall. The compensation plan beats everything I've ever seen in 20 years. Everyone has the chance to achieve their dreams and goals. I'm so thankful for this change, and thank you so much that we are a part of this ASCIRA family. And now to my partner, Happy.
Darling, a big compliment for your presentation in English. Yeah, so far we received so much valuable information and strategy with all these incredible speakers. And now in the end, It's on us, Gertie. I have to get a little bit more serious about our part. Then regular people, when their life is ending, they do not regret things they did. Most regret things they did not do. Please take this opportunity with ASCIRA, the company for the people, serious, very serious. Then we all are the result of all our decisions. Today, you represent the most important people in your life, your family. With other words, you are the ambassador of your family. Ladies and gentlemen, dear partners, dear guests, this life is all what we have. On a daily basis, I share with our partners my personal tip to all of you. I'm sure you have something to write with. Are you ready? I am. Here is the phrase and the strategy. To the right person, you can never say the wrong thing. I repeat, to the right person, you can never say the wrong thing. And to the wrong person, never the right thing. What I learned all the centers in network marketing, we all spend too much time with the wrong people. Let's start to focus on the right people. At this time, I would that you allow me to address our team. Thank you. I just want to tell you the first ASCIRA Super Saturday. You are a fantastic team. Our result the last 3 months, here again. Not the #1 company for network marketing all over the world. The United States of America accomplished that. What we in the old continent of Europe accomplished. We presented to ASCIRA, to John Sachtouras' idea, the first diamond, the first double diamond, and to John Sachtouras' birthday last Tuesday, the first dribble diamond. We are so proud of you, Natalie, and all other diamonds. We did not even start it yet. Now, before I turn back the microphone to this wonderful host with this charming voice, I would like that you take this chance serious with ASCIRA. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. People always wish to be at the right time, with the right company, with the right concept. And now with ASCIRA, you are at the right time, with the right company. Make the right decision. And when you make your decision, get active. And what makes people, they are extremely successful in any field. So successful. It's only one thing, passion. Start this business with passion. Gertie and myself, when we met John Sachtouras in his penthouse in Dubai, we spent 2 weeks, almost day and night together. We spoke half the night just about ASCIRA, the company for the people. You know what started with us? Gertie and I, we fell in love with the idea of bringing over $1 billion people into ASCIRA. Yes, we will achieve that. We have a plan. And this plan, we want to share with you. We want to thank you, Gertie and I, we want to thank you that you share with ASCIRA tonight on the first Super Saturday from ASCIRA worldwide. Something which never comes back. your time. We say thank you. And we wish you from everything just the best. And I give back to our beautiful host.
Thank you.
From Austria to the
Bye.
world. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Happy and Gertie.
You're very welcome.
It's gone quiet, me here. We can't hear you, mate. Are you there? We lost you.
Absolutely wonderful remarks to hear. I'm so delighted to hear your perspective, and can you hear me?
We can hear you now, mate. We can hear you now.
Internet mic. Perfect. Perfect. I was just thanking Happy and Gertie for their wonderful remarks and their fantastic perspective, and also kind of reflecting on what an amazing call, or amazing webinar, this first ever Super Saturday that we've had so far. But the next person I'd like to introduce is incredibly special. Natalie is the first triple diamond in the business, the first of many, I'm sure, but she's the first. Her business has grown so quickly, so incredibly. She has set this company on fire. She knows what she's doing. She says that it's always been her dream from childhood to change the world, and that her mission was, well, to kind of live that herself and lead to create the world that she wanted to see. And so she's faced so many challenges in her life, and she's overcome them. She's faced so many issues that she's had to deal with. She's got a fantastic story, and she knows that this is what she wants to be doing. She knows that ASCIRA is the company for her. As I say, she's gone triple diamond in, well, record time, obviously. And so, Natalie, if I unmute you, are you there? Can you hear us? We'd love to hear your story.
Thank you so much, Mihir.
Perfect,
Welcome, everybody. I hope you understand my English. I do my best. I would really love to tell my story. You said I would always wanted to make a difference in this world. And my mission, or my saying, I don't know, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years, I don't know, be the change you want to see in this world. Sometimes it's not easy to live like this. Sometimes it's hard, even if you're struggling. But if we focus, if we go with our heart further, we always find the way. We always find solutions. And my story, when I tell someone, I was very shy. I couldn't talk to people 23 years ago when I met, or I was introduced to network marketing. But I was a single mom. And I realized I can work wherever I want. I can choose with who I want to work. I can choose how much money I can earn. And that we don't have Zoom or an internet or any kind of this, tools. I drove many thousand kilometers. But the first step was very hard to lose the shy, to talk to people. And now I guess you feel it. I love it. I really love what I do. And when I first met John in Dubai on the 15th December 2019, I felt him, his vision, and I just felt home. Because I did a video 2018 to help millions of people. And I knew John is gonna do this. and I want to be a part of it. Doesn't matter what I have to do, I do it. And when we came home, it was it was not easy. Of course, we didn't have anything, no presentation, no marketing plan, everything. But when I did the decision, maybe if you do a decision, if you make your decision, you really say, okay, I do it. I don't know how, but I'm gonna do it. You will get so many hands from, if you believe in God or the universe, or doesn't matter, you will get help. And this is what I felt. And with ASCIRA, we can together make the difference in this world. And believe me or not, I had so bad experience in network marketing, really bad ones, good ones, but also bad ones. And my team, I don't know, over 50% had bad experience too. But I always say we should have not decided on a bad experience. We should give, we should give our heart a possibility, a chance. And then it was a stomach feeling. I'm not in my head. I'm always in my feelings. And I really invite every single person to feel ASCIRA, to feel the vision, and to feel what John is doing for the world, for us partners or customers in later on. And then you have to say no. You have to say yes, you can't say no, because it's not possible. I always say, if you are not joining today, at least you will join at the end of the year. And everybody is laughing, but I know it's going to happen, because if I believe that, it's going to happen. And ASCIRA is better than how do you say that? Sixer in the lotto. So if you play lotto games, you have 1 to 10 million, I don't know. In ASCIRA, you have 1 to 1. It only depends on you. And this is what I found. This is what my team knows. They have my support 24 hours, and because this is my passion. That is my last words to you. Fall in love to ASCIRA. Fall in love to help people. Fall in love to support people. Fall in love to have fun in life. Just fun. And then you will have fun to inform people. And that is what I do. I just have fun to inform people. God bless you all. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you so much, Natalie. What a wonderful testimonial. What a wonderful amount of passion just coming through the webinar. Just so inspirational to hear, and just some fantastic messages that I've written down, and I hope everyone on this call have noted for the future as well. Just really inspiring to hear from the first ever triple diamond in the business, an absolute rock star of ASCIRA. So we're coming to the end of the call now. This has been a wonderful, wonderful Super Saturday, the first ever, but not the only one ever. What we want to do is, well, I'm sure you found this useful. It's been a stellar lineup of speakers, a stellar lineup of training, a stellar lineup of education and understanding for all of us. We want to do a another Super Saturday event at the end of June. So take a picture of that screen while it's up there at this Super Saturday event. More than 50 different countries have sent someone to this call today, and that's just incredible. It's a business that's 90 days old, and so much of the world has already got its own small ASCIRA footprint in it, and it stretches all around the planet. I've seen names from all the way from California all the way through well, actually not, I was going to say all the continents, not Antarctica. I've not been able to find anyone from there, but throughout the world, all the way from California, all the way to Australia, where it must be tomorrow morning by now in their time. People all around the planet have joined us for this incredible event. And the next one will be even bigger, even better, with just as fantastic speakers, with just as fantastic content. And let's see what we can build in the run up to that event. If you brought 5 people to this call today, then next month bring 50. If you brought 1, bring 10. Factor 10, whoever you invited to this call today, and make sure you build and build and build for that next event when we'll be back to talk about it some more. So hopefully it's absolutely clear what you should be doing right now. First things first, if you are new to this business, if this was your first interaction with ASCIRA, then the next thing you need to do, as soon as I finish talking, as soon as you get off the call, you need to get in touch with whoever sent you this link, with whoever introduced you to this business, have a conversation, get those questions answered. I mean, do remember, if you've got any objections, you've now got a trained sponsor who knows how to deal with those. So leave those at home, that's for sure. But get those questions answered and join the team today. There has never been a better time to join this business. Soft launch and pre-launch will only ever happen once. You've heard of the passion with which people speak about this business. You've heard of the commitment that people have made. You've heard of the choices they've made to join this business. You've heard from people all around the world, all different levels of experience, but with a shared objective, a shared passion, a shared love of the ASCIRA business. We've heard testimonials from people who have achieved incredible, incredible things in such a short space of time. If they can do it, you can too. No one here is a magician. No one here has special magical powers. Everyone puts their trousers on one leg at a time. Everyone shaves in the morning, or everyone has a shower. Everyone brushes their teeth in the same way. Everyone's human on this call. Whatever they've achieved, you can achieve too. You can be giving your testimonial as a triple diamond, as a black diamond, as an ambassador at our next Super Saturday. You can be doing an amazing, amazing thing. So what are you waiting for? You've got the right company. You've definitely got the right founder. You've got the right plan and the right team behind you. Work with your team. Get them up those ranks and just plug into the system. Use it, use it, use it. Use the webinars, use the websites, use the training you received, use the Getting Started guide, and keep on plowing away. There's nothing that anyone in the world, anyone on this call has achieved that you can't achieve too. This has been a bit of a moment for me, this call. I've had my hair on my arms has been standing on end a number of times in this call. This is one of those moments where in 6 months, in 7 months, in 3 months' time, who knows, we'll look back and we'll say, I was on the first ASCIRA call, ASCIRA Super Saturday call. I was there with people from 50 different countries, and we shared a moment together. We shared that webinar together, and that's what kickstarted my business. That's what got me motivated. That's what took me to the next step to build my team. And then in a few months' time, let's look back. Let's look back at the global businesses you've all built. Let's look back at the objectives we've been able to achieve. Let's look back at the incredible friends we've made, the incredible family we've connected with. I cannot wait to see what every single person on this call can build. I cannot wait to see how together with ASCIRA, we can change lives, we can change futures, we can make people reach their potential. We can change the world. Let's have that be our objective. Let's have that be something we commit to. Let's change the world for the better together. This is the business to do that with. This is the business to achieve something amazing with. And as I say, all of us can do it. And I cannot wait to see what you'll do. Thank you so much for your time. It's been an absolute privilege to speak to you at this event. It's been a real pleasure. I've loved every moment of it. I cannot wait to see what we all do together. Thank you very much and good night.